Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a wonderful night tonight. It is Monday, my dudes. It is a new week, fresh, full of horrors beyond human comprehension. Yes, I was 6 minutes late. No, my mom has not texted me yet telling me that I am late, but I hope you're all having a wonderful night tonight. Before we get to some of the festivities, we have Richard and Jake hanging out with us tonight. How is everybody's night going?
Good.
I'm doing all right.
Fantastic. Good to hear. I'm sure it could be better for everybody out there. Hope everyone is doing well out there in the chat. On lighter news, before we get to some of the other topics, just today I got a care package from Mr. Ben, Central Sam's Defense, and he sent me some Arby's fries, which may or may not be a reference to some of the videos that we play here on the channel. It was a cool little patch. He had a couple of these laying around, so very kind of him. Also, on a lighter note, let me pull this one up. October 4th. October 4th is PCSL 2-gun set up by Kian and kind of by myself. I'm mostly just doing the marketing for it. It's $20. It's at Canton, South Dakota, just south of Sioux Falls. If you want to do it, I think it's going to be 4 or 5 stages. And yeah, so if interested, hop out. Check out the practice score link, which I guess I might as well drop in the link for you guys. 545 says, speaking of patches, would you consider making patches? No, I don't sell merch. Is there feedback? Who's feedbacking?
There is. I don't know who. I think it's Jake.
Could be me.
Oh, sorry, Jake. Yeah, so no, I don't make patches. I don't make merch. If I sell something, I'd rather you get something that you can actually use rather than just like more advertising for the show or for me personally. That doesn't seem right to me. So I don't do the merch thing. Yeah. Well, which is funny. So yeah, you can come and hang out October 4th if you would like at a 2-gun match with me and some other local shooters. Hopefully you're not this guy though. I think I'm just gonna start a section of every stream where I just throw up the random death threats I get every week. So this Funstick 5000 guy says, hey, Focus Dick, if you're such a free speech guy, why do you delete just about everyone who calls you out on your shit? Now, ironically, I've never seen this guy post before, so I don't think I could have even possibly deleted any of his stuff. You're not hard to find. Ominous. Keep spitting hate and see where that leads with the Italian hand spaghetti emoji. Fair enough, Mr. Funstick. Duly noted, and the hate will continue as before, I suppose. But thank you for attempting to have some sort of chilling effect for some reason. I think at this point it's just going to be a weekly occurrence on this show.
Thinking back to the Ben and the Arby's patch, I'm hoping that he was not on his mic when you played that ad.
Probably not. That was a good one. I hope he wasn't in the middle of a call or something when hard R pops off on that Arby's ad.
Hot mic with dispatch.
A little awkward. All right, speaking of a little awkward, we're going to follow up on some of the Charlie Kirk situation when it comes to the network, the gay terrorist furry network in Utah, which seems to be a thing in this accursed timeline. So we will kind of delve into some of that and perhaps take a look at the first couple minutes of Sam Hyde's most recent video, This Is You, which is obviously what we're kind of playing off with the intro and thumbnail and stuff like that.
Well, John, I think I have a correction for you. Don't you mean the MAGA Republican network?
Yes, you're right. His gay tranny boyfriend told me that he was actually ultra right wing.
Yes.
Even though they were like riding with Biden or something. Actually, yeah, his gay, tranny, furry, pro gamer boyfriend.
Many such cases in the right wing.
Yes. Well, actually, you know what? Enjoyer has a good question though. Is Brassfax part of the Utah Troon Squad? Are there Nova Group furries? I think they got some explaining to do personally, considering that is their AO, and I'm sure they represent the whole of Utah. Yeah, pick a struggle, somebody says. It got all the defects. So, allegedly, this is Tyler Robinson's other lover. As you can tell, this appears to be somewhat masculine. We trace him through the Steam games. We know they would have sex when Tyler's mom was out of town. We know he belongs to the furry club in Utah. We're working on getting other info. Bear with us. So there's a strange network. What would you call it? A harem? A furry harem?
Yeah. Isn't it weird? There seems to be a lot of crossover with people who indulge in these how would you say, degenerate sexual activities. They always have numerous partners. It's
Oh, of
never
course. Of
it,
course.
it's kind of weird. I'm wondering if there's a correlation there. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Man was drowning in pussy. Yeah, you could call it that. Yeah, get this. We need that clip. I have that clip. Where'd I put it?
Get that ugly, disabled freak away from me. I don't.
Yeah, that's the one. But of course, I mean they're so far down the like normal appropriate sexual activity. They're so far outside of that there's also a reason why a lot of these people there's an overlap with things like bestiality or pedophilia or many other activities because they're so far outside of normalcy that quite literally anything goes. Like they're already there.
I just realized that they're in a Culver's in that photo.
Yeah, that's funny that you recognize Culver's.
I do. Of course I do.
How do you, how
Oh,
do you
no.
feel? How do you feel? I can smell this image. How do you feel? How do you feel about Culver's representing the trans furry community?
Man, not in my Culver's, okay? That's all I'm gonna say.
Not in my
Not in my
Culver's.
Culver's.
Even the furries have a token. That's quite funny. Yeah. So this, just so you know, the transgender and furry community is well organized in Utah. This is all of them at a meetup. Now, allegedly, some of these people were also none of them. I don't know any of them specifically, but allegedly, some of them were in Discord group chats and different Discords with Tyler Robinson, and knew that he was the one who had committed the crime allegedly, and may or may not have actually helped authorities, so may at some point be accessory after the fact. So a lot of these people could be going away for a very long time and stop being dangers to society. So Charlie Kirk suspect had a furry fixation, and his trans boyfriend proclaimed support for Biden on social media, which are obvious tells of the right-wing, ultra-fascist MAGA hit squad. Charlie Kirk assassin Tyler Robinson appeared to have a fixation on furries, while his live-in transgender boyfriend espoused support for President Joe Biden and joked about being mentally ill. Well, I don't know how much of a joke it was. Lance Twiggs, which is about the most twink name you could have, Lance Twiggs, an aspiring pro gamer and Robinson's roommate, appears to have made a comment in 2022 Reddit post saying, "We are riding with Biden on this glorious subreddit." Of course, it was on Reddit, as all degenerate things come from Reddit. And also, unfortunately, based out of what appears to be conservative Christian family, and then just the one son goes absolutely rampant degenerate. And I think that people were saying that there is a big degenerate community in the area, which often coincides with a college town. Places like Missoula, Montana, where you think would be fairly normal, conservative, quote unquote, a red state, right? But in these college towns, there's these havens of evil and degeneracy, right?
Now, I was under the assumption that he was raised in a Mormon household.
Well, so this is Lance Twiggs, not Tyler Robinson. I believe when they say Christian, they might mean Mormon. In this case as well, I wouldn't be surprised if Lance Twiggs' family was also Mormon, right? But they usually kind of just say Christian as like the generic slang for everybody. All right, and of course this is the gentleman right here. In another post, Twig said he had been getting targeted ads for treatment for schizophrenia and other mental conditions on social media. Well, that's Google Ads doing its job right there. I've been getting recommended treatments for schizophrenia, BPD, borderline personality disorder, and a brain tumor recently by my social media advertisements. This meme is perfect, thanks. Well, I think that they were actually trying to do him a solid there. His posts were rarely political, but he frequently referenced his gender transition as well as being a former Christian. Checks out. As it comes as Robinson's bizarre ties to the quote-unquote furry lifestyle were revealed. An account on the website furaffinity.net, which I did not know was a real thing until somebody told me that such a website exists, which features sexualized images of cartoon animal characters, features an account name matching one that Robinson used on his various gaming and online accounts. Friends told the Daily Mail. And OO is a obscure emoticon for gamer culture meant to represent a wide-eyed cat face. Yeah. Now, allegedly, his boyfriend, at least this boyfriend, Twigs, did not know ahead of time, although there are messages between multiple people that seem to allege that somebody had information ahead of time of what he was going to do, perhaps even working together with Tyler Robinson to commit the act. And again, all of that is kind of just speculation at this point in time. Okay, let me see
One
here.
of the things that's really bothered me with this, and I've talked to a lot of people that I guess just don't see it. I don't know if it's just people who are less involved with online stuff, but the facts that the FBI is putting out in press briefs and all that kind of stuff are either straight up being left out of news articles, being lied about, or they're just trying to like cloud the truth. So much so to the point where a lot of people still are following the narrative that this guy is like a right-wing extremist, which I
Oh,
think that
yeah.
that was disproven within a few hours
Days.
of him being captured. Um, so, and it's kind of staggering to me because I've never really seen an example of this in real time with where you can so clearly see that the mainstream media is intentionally covering something up or altering the truth, altering the facts about something to try and change the narrative. It's really frustrating for me.
Mhm. Yeah, and I mean, there's been a lot of speculation. I've watched a lot of people try and break down the videos of him getting in and out of the campus, essentially saying that it's not even possible that Tyler Robinson brought the gun in on campus. I don't know about all of that. I would like to see something a little bit more compelling as to how he actually got the gun in and out, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't know if we're ever going to know exactly what actually took place, because a lot of the times, these federal agencies, they tend to, bury information or not make everything public. I remember a while ago people talking about certain documents that were going to be made public to everybody that just never materialized, and then everybody just forgot about it. A lot of the times with these manifestos or whatnot, sometimes they only ever get made public if they're leaked, right?
What
We would
documents?
never
They
see
don't
them.
exist, sir.
Well, they were on somebody's desk and then they stopped existing or something like that. I forget the official story.
Now,
Yeah,
as far as
that's
how he would get in and out with a 44-inch rifle, I'm going to guess that he probably put it in his prison wallet.
Well, possible, very possible. He might have extra room in there.
I don't think that's a survivable thing.
You're simply
But
just not brave enough there, Jake.
yeah, to your point, no, I'm not. I'll admit that. To your point though, with the manifestos, it is weird because they'll be hidden, they'll get leaked eventually. But then with some of them, like the Nashville one, that came out and it could have been released, but the parents of the children specifically requested for it not to be.
Right.
And I'm not sure what the motivation was. I don't know if it was
Because it
just
makes them look bad. It makes their child look bad.
yeah. Yeah, I mean
Like
if it
they're
was just
trying to protect
disparaging
their
towards a
own image,
child,
but
yeah. But at the same time, I think if
of
that would have
course it
been
is.
released, I feel like that would have had a not a great, a very massive impact on
Mm.
culture and maybe stuff like this would be less common in the future, you know.
Well, Dick Cheney's Heart for Two says, if not for Crowder leak, casing engraving equals hidden. If that's even real. So that could have been a false lead to Crowder to leak, to like stir up the conversation in that way. We have not yet seen the casings or anything else like that. So if you doubt the story of him getting in and out, there's reason to doubt that as well, that could just be a false leak to stir up controversy in the first place, right? To foment some sort of civil unrest.
It could also be to flush out a leak.
I mean, that's possible, but so there's reasons to trust it and to not trust it, because they could use Steven Crowder as a venue to get out misinformation in order to foment civil unrest.
I think the conspiracy theory narrative of like this was Mossad or it was planned by the government, or you know, the guy that we have right now is not actually the shooter. I feel like it's just people kind of running interference, trying to distract from the very inconvenient truth or the inconvenient facts of this case, which I think they view that as like potentially leading to something bigger. But in my opinion, concealing information and obfuscating the truth, like trying to hide stuff, is probably going to be more of a catalyst to something happening in the future if they keep doing that. Because people are going to be angry.
Would you not agree that it's a little strange that Netanyahu made a statement within a couple minutes after the incident, though?
It is strange, but at the same time, it's like, what's the end goal of like trying to push an alternate narrative that there's not really as much evidence for? Seems like it's just to kind of distract people from the actual facts of this, which are pretty big. Like, it's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very much so.
On a secondary note, also surprisingly similar somehow, 2 men arrested in Utah after bomb found under a news vehicle. So this happened, I think, 2 days after. So men could face, now they say men, but we'll get into exactly what type of people these were. Men could face terrorism-related and weapons charges after officials say explosives had been lit but failed to function underneath a news van. And this is down in Salt Lake City. Authorities in Utah say 2 men have been arrested on suspicion of placing an incendiary device under a news media vehicle in Salt Lake City. The bomb didn't go off. Police and fire department bomb squads responded on Friday when a suspicious device was found under the vehicle parked near an occupied building. Investigators determined the bomb had been lit but failed to function as designed. Now, the FBI identified 2 suspects and served a search warrant at home in Magna, west of the city's downtown. 2 men, 58 and 31, were arrested. Now, they keep not mentioning these guys' names, which is a little unfortunate because as soon as you figure out who it actually was, Adib Nasir and Adil Justice Ame Nasir arrested in Magna following discovery of incendiary device. Gay furries. Yeah. They arrested a furry with a bomb in Utah. Listen, guys, furries come in all shapes and sizes, but for some reason they really like civil unrest and bombs and murders.
Oh my, I thought that it was father and son.
Well, 58 and 31.
Yeah.
So this is not father and son, but probably cousins, depending on where they came from. Just a little awkward.
Are they romantic cousins, or what's the situation here?
Well, what do you mean romantic cousins?
They're from Utah.
Is that an Alabama thing? I don't get romantic cousins.
Man, I'm just saying, this is the interesting circle that they're running in,
Okay.
so anything's possible.
Okay, so you know how furries have a reputation for smelling, right? Now imagine Indian furries. All right. Imagine, if you will.
The inside of that costume. Oh, that's horrible.
Jake has to go back. True. Yeah. It's really annoying when they're like, they're saying, 2 men arrested. Now, importantly, at one point, these 2 were booked as white dudes.
Naturally,
in their
yes.
booking. Yes, these are 2 straight white males, straight from Agartha. definitely domestic terrorists or something like that. But in reality, they're just brown, gay furries plotting to blow up a news vehicle. On to more gay stuff. So this is from Eric Kahns. It's time to wake up to what's going on all around you. The leftists are fomenting violent revolution. This was seen recently at Salt Lake City coffee shop. Meanwhile, Governor Cox is using preferred pronouns. Now, again, allegedly, there's a big gay underground, or not even underground, really. It's obvious and explicit, but a large group, a large haven of these people here. So the revolution will not be voted in with armed queers. Salt Lake City, join armed queers. So this is very much a Doll Squad 2.0. And I believe
this is actually textbook Groyper symbology. I don't know if you knew that.
Correct. Yeah, the armed queers, the gay flag. It's all very fascist coded, if you ask me.
Very, very true.
Yeah. Now this is from Slug Mag. Loud, proud Utah LGBTQ plus. We all know what that plus entails. But somewhere down here we have the Salt Lake City Pink Pistols, building public defense networks for Utah's LGBTQ plus communities. So they've been working on getting this queer community together. And again, I have not seen a written statement from any of the Nova Group members on their alleged involvement in these groups, whether they've helped form some of these militias or any activities that they may or may not have taken place in. I'm just saying I haven't seen a statement from them disavowing these people yet. So we'll see if they make a comment at some point in the future. But this is Iana Dior. A black transgender woman was violently assaulted in a convenience store in Minneapolis. I wonder by who. And this is just saying, we need to band together as gay, lesbian, transgenders and form our own communities and, militias and self-defense networks, as they call it. And they have a big emphasis or a big presence in Utah, even though you would think that Utah, very Mormon, very Christian, right wing, again, or at least ostensibly conservative.
I that would be true a few years ago, but I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, that the LDS Church has kind of changed their stance on the L's and the B's and the G's and all those things.
We had somebody, I think there's probably a couple Mormons in chat with us right now. And I was told the other day that they're allowed to attend church but not become a member still. Any sort of lesbian, gay, bi, anything like that. So while it's I think it has softened a little bit, but it's still, they're not like allowed to be members of the clergy or anything like that, which honestly is kind of better than a lot of Protestant churches. So it's which is actually kind of funny.
It's better than some Protestant churches. I'm not going to defend those ones. Those ones, yay.
All right, so gungoddess.com. This is again back in 2020 when that article was released. How a Utah gun control advocate changed her mind and launched a pro-gun group. Defend equality. Now, this is a coin flip, 50-50 shot here, I think, as to what this person actually is. Ermia Fanayan, a 20-year-old business student at University of Utah. Reopened the Salt Lake chapter of the Pink Pistols, a pro-gun, pro-LGBTQ group dedicated to the legal, safe, and responsible use of firearms, of course, to ostensibly protect themselves, although allegedly they end up injuring more people than they help. Now, this is some of the stunning firearms marksmanship safety on display. Jake, this is like one of those pictures. What's wrong with this?
Everything.
No, it all looks fine to me, man. I couldn't tell you.
Well, I actually don't know what stock that is. I don't think I've ever seen that stock before.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, you don't really need sights if you think about it. It's kind of unnecessary.
I think that's one from the Delta Team Tactical.
Oh, that might. I was gonna say, it's either Delta Team Tactical or a PSA Freedom.
I mean,
I think
this
it's
is actually how DJ Shipley does it. I've seen him
You
do it in videos. So
actually, yeah, he has an entire video about shooting without sights. That's a good point.
this is the SEAL Team 6
Lance
approved method.
Lance would know what stock this is. Lance probably assembled this rifle by hand. That's my guess. That's my guess. The pink pistols. 31 states allow all qualified citizens to carry concealed weapons in those states. Homosexuals should embark on organized efforts to become comfortable with guns, learn to use them safely, and to carry them. They should set up pink pistols task forces. What? Sponsor shooting courses and help homosexuals get licensed to carry. And they should do it in a way that gets as much publicity as possible. This is from Salon Magazine, all the way back in the year 2000. That was probably near their inception. Which is funny that the gay movement, whatever you want to call it, the LGBTQ plus movement is probably about 30 years behind in terms of their firearms knowledge and proficiency compared to the average retarded YouTuber. We teach queer people to shoot. Then we teach others that we have done so. Armed queers don't get bashed. We change the public perception of sexual minorities, such that those who have in the past perceived them as safe targets for violence and hateful acts. I wonder who's committing the acts against these people most of the time. Beatings, assault, rapes, murders will realize that now a segment of the sexual minority population is now armed and effective with those arms. Those arms are also concealed so that they do not know which ones are safe to attack and which are not, which they can harm, as they have in the past, and which may draw a weapon and fight back. The pink pistols are the ones who have decided they are no longer to be safe targets. They have the teeth, and they will use them.
I mean, there can't be that many essays. Okay, I'm overthinking this. I'm sorry. I understand the other ones. I don't know, but like,
I'm just
well, the levels of domestic abuse.
Yeah,
I
was gonna make that
suppose.
point. There's a lot of DV and other things that happen among these communities, but something that is also important to note is that these people sometimes try to elicit sexual acts from people that may or may not be aware that these are transgender individuals, and then after they find out that they have been misled, which would be similar to sexual assault, right? If you get a fraudulent blowy, I think is the proper term, and then these people enact violence upon you after figuring that out. Like we've seen a lot of those stories pop up where like a college football player murders somebody who gave him a little blowy or whatnot after he found out that they were not who they said they were, and then ended up getting off on the crime because it was found out that essentially he got sexually assaulted because the person was sex under false pretenses, right?
Dang, got off on the guy, then got off on the crime.
I remember a similar story with a high school age a black child, I guess. I don't know what else to say. I guess that his teacher convinced him to come back to the house, and when he got there, the teacher revealed that he was a troon, and then I think he was a 16-year-old, left that house, went to his house, returned with a firearm, and did the thing that they do so well.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't remember when that story came out. You're gonna have to fact check me on that one.
yeah, fact check false on Mr. Zort. Now, before we get into this next bit, we're going to clean up these super chats really fast. But some people just, it just seems like it got worse. Like they didn't learn the lesson. They didn't try and cool things down. They took it a step further in terms of what they should do to you and your family. And we're going to go through some of that stuff from our favorite objectively evil person, Stephen Bonnell, also known as Destiny. Also Hassan Piker as well, but he's not as interesting. Josh for 5 says, "Oh yeah, Vector. Oh yeah." Thank you, Josh. Noob Actual for 5 says, "As much as I detest questions like this, would you be willing to run a Holosun on a rifle in an actual combat situation?" Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like, would it be my first choice? No, but I would run it if I had to, for sure. Moonman for 2 says, Richard, racist anime girl. He's not very specific, Richard, so you have a lot to choose from. All right, here's the top tier conspiracy theory. Ton Dog says, Kirk is not dead. Wife's a Freemason. Fake, hoax, CGI, AI, N. All right, fair enough.
That's a bold claim.
Very bold. We'll see how that one there works out for you. Negative 30 Degree Nightmare 5 says, go to church, kiss your wives. Kiss your wife. Hug your children and train. This is a threat. Okay, all right. Negative 30 Degree Nightmare. I appreciate it. Good advice, though. Thank you, sir. Gep Gekadile for 5 says, suck it, Stu. My bullshit made it on stream. I told you there was something to it. The freak can spot a freak anywhere. Is this guy another furry? Good to get rid of Gep Gekadile. Unbelievable. Thanks for the 5. Although, I mean, trolling Stu is also based. Dick Cheney's Heart for 2 says, Jame Gum vibes from these people. Jame Gum? I don't get that reference. Jame Gum. Thanks, Dick Cheney. Moonman for 2 says, aspiring pro gamer sounds suspiciously like a loser. Yes, that would be what that is.
Yeah, my cousin was one of those too. You guys have probably not heard of him.
Yeah. Hey, at one point I was an aspiring pro gamer. Dick Cheney's Hard for 2 says, if not for Crowder leak, casing engraving equals hidden, which can be true, or it could be, purposely leaked information. Not entirely sure about that. Moonman for 5 says, oh wow, parents don't want something released to the public. Sad, nobody cares. Give us the deets. Yeah, in my personal opinion, I get that it's your child and you feel terrible and you feel sad. However, like, as a matter of public concern, when your child commits a mass atrocity, I feel like we as the public are entitled to know the motives and the reasonings. And if they're trying to hide it for political reasons because it makes them look bad, well, I think that's even more reason to have it. Right? Moonman for another 5 says, we blame the Jews in this house no matter what. It's always them, or there is no less than 6 degrees of separation from them. Oh, that's a good point. Yes, it always goes back. Thank you. Alicia Miles for 2 says, did Lance Twiggs work at T-Rex Arms? I have not had a confirmation on that either, though allegedly that person may have also had a Fur Affinity account.
Wouldn't that be interesting? That'd just be an interesting thing, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Kim Jong-un and the Dork Band for 5 says, Jeffrey Dahmer killed and ate up to 16 people. Just accept that evil exists and find a way. And that way is Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah,
very based.
And that's why people need to be aware of this sort of evil existing. You can stick your head in the sand and you can try and ignore it, and you can say, well, it's not affecting me right this second, so I'm just going to hide and pretend it's not. But I don't think that's the right way to live. I think you need to be prepared for what these people are capable of. Chud for 2 says, Bussy isn't real. That's a man's ass. Correct. You're just gay.
Are you a doctor, gay. Chud? I don't think you're able to make those kinds of medical claims.
Moonman for 5 says, Chud McGill, it's true. We have to send Chud deep undercover to find out what Bussy is. His research may shock you. Stephen Shred says tactical girlfriend is a trunie. No, she's a tranny, and by she I mean he. Right. Indeed. There's also a unfortunate, very degenerate underculture, subculture in the gun community as well, which is also our job to call all of those people out as well. Yeah. Chud for 5 says, need suppressor recommendations for my 6.5 Grendel AR build, mainly using it for hunting and long range. Thanks, Boo. Officer Nigerberg Kickenston. I honestly don't know of any good 6.5 caliber cans. If you want a dedicated 6.5 can, I would say just get a good 30 caliber can and call it a day, especially if it's just for hunting or long range. You just want something that's not going to be too heavy. And yeah, call it a day with that. If it's not a high round count build, you don't even necessarily need flow through. So just a good 30 cal can and call it a day, man. Thank you, Chud. W9s before W2s for 2 says nothing. Appreciate it, man. Noob Actual for 5 says, hype up the stream with I Know That My Redeemer Lives 277 Antioch version. My God, have grace and mercy on us all. Thank you very much, Noob Actual for 5. Let me write that down before I forget it. My Redeemer lives 277. I don't know what that is, but I will look it up. All right, huge ass for 2 says tummy sticks equals free helicopter ride. Yes. Copper Tone for 2 says Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. Indeed. Thank you, Copper Tone. And Ike Wad says Psalms 3:7 EVS. I'll write that down. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. Psalms 3:7 EVS. Okay. Appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. And over on Ko-Fi, we have Genosian for 3 saying, I'm going to start carrying a Tokarov when I'm lazy. And no, I don't care, nor do I give an F. Well, a Tokarov, that's also a weapon used by a certain group of people. Huge ass for 3 says, I hope the Lord's wrath visits each and every one of these degenerate freaks. Well, you can hope that, but I think it's probably a little bit more productive to hope for redemption or for the strength to do what's necessary, right? Stephen Harris, Mitzvah, for 3 says, the motion to release the files died 3 hours after Charlie because they were supposed to vote on it and they voted on it not to be released. Yes. And I don't know why, if it's just suspicious timing or if it's meant to be that way, but yes, they did vote to not release the files 3 hours after Charlie Kirk got assassinated. Huge Ass says, who's going to protect these tranny militias from the 41%? That's the thing. No tranny can be protected from that thing that they see looking back in the mirror. Not possible. All right, well, here we go. Stephen Bunnell, also known as Destiny, calls for conservatives to be killed more often so that they will be afraid to attend events or to speak out. What a wonderful human. Give this a listen, shall we?
Out the crime statistics? Not exactly like.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. The issue is right now, they don't feel like there's any fear. Like, I don't know. It's like memes. It's just memes to everybody, I guess. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't care. I'm playing video games. Okay, I'm done today. I don't give a fuck. God, it's gonna be so fucking gay if I get killed in the next fucking 2 months of shit I'm doing. Well, the cucked shit out here. Please don't anybody make any actual fucking, the most cucked, weak-ass, fucking bullshit-ass speeches on my side. God, if it happens, holy shit, I'm gonna make a death note before I go out to go live and not. God, it's so cucked. It's so optics cucked.
It is
Seems like
awkward
that's right
that,
up his alley.
It is awkward that Destiny's the one saying that. He's so upset. Conservatives or right-wing people need to be afraid before they go out and talk, so that they need to think twice before they say that hateful rhetoric that they got up in their little noggins. You need to be quiet. Somebody ought to make you be afraid.
Is that like projecting or something? Where he just basically told people to do that, and then he started to realize the ramifications in real time, and then he's like, "Oh, this is gonna happen to me."
I just said that live. Oh no! I just called for other people to die. Oh no!
Out the crime statistics? Not exactly like.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. The issue is right now, they don't feel like there's any fear. Like, I don't know. It's like memes. It's just memes to everybody, I guess. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Well, when it comes to Destiny being a PDF, allegedly he did elicit photos from a minor, and I believe that is currently, there's litigation currently upcoming on that. Plus, there's the revenge porn case against him. So, Destiny's destiny might land him in a cell at some point in the not too near future. So, stream while you can, play your video games while you can, but justice comes knocking all the same.
His point is kind of funny to me too, because he's talking about how it's all just memes. It's like, the only memes I'm seeing in the wake of this is on the left.
Yeah.
The right has been surprisingly very serious and resolved and kind of like almost unified to an extent in a way that I haven't seen in a while.
I seen one singular meme, and it was the meme of John Wick holding up his puppy. and the puppy was Charlie Kirk. That's the only meme that I have seen, and I have to say that that is fairly accurate.
Well, time will tell on that one.
Interesting here is, yes, we don't need it. What is interesting here is, why is only this happening on the left and not the right? That's all we need to know.
What about
There's
Vance
absolutely
Pilcher?
no cognitive...
What about Melissa Hortman that we just
okay, you want to talk about Melissa Hortman? Did you know her name before it happened? None of us did. None of us were spending every single day talking about Mrs. Hortman. I never heard of her until after she died.
She doesn't matter?
Don't play that bullshit with me. You know what I'm saying is, there was no demonization, amplification about that woman before she died. It was a specific crime against her by somebody who knew her. The same. Now you could bring up Josh Shapiro, but then you will not bring up, for example, that was a pro-Palestine person. So don't use your what about this. The fact of the matter is, the both sides argument not only doesn't fly, we don't care. We don't care about.
He's so performative when he talks. I mean, he's correct about it's not both sides, because this predominantly comes from one side, but he's so performative and over the top. It's almost like a drama school acting.
He seems pretty zesty to me.
Yeah, a little zesty.
He's
Super.
He's one of those Fox News contributors that has some perverse hobbies, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he's the one who had the wrestler. What was his name? He had a co-host who was a wrestler. It was him and one other dude. Can't think of his name right now.
Your both sides argument. That shit is dead. For one thing, there is no cognitive dissonance on our side. On your side, your beliefs do not match reality, so you're coming up with these rationalizations like, what about this or what about that? We're not doing that because we saw it happen. We saw a young, bright man assassinated, and we know who did it. We are not coming up with rationalizations. We are calm, we are honest, and we are resolute. We're not defensive, and I understand the defensiveness. I understand why people are saying, what about this and what about this? Because if you have to face the underlying fact to this, your life is gonna fall.
Why does he close his eyes when I've never seen this guy before? I just said this. Why does he close his eyes when he talks? He's super zesty, damn. Okay.
I think he's imagining men while he's yelling.
Just holding out his hand, eyes closed. I don't know.
Eyes closed, holding out.
That's a little awkward.
There is no unity with people who scream at children over their parents' politics. There is no unity with someone who lies about what Charlie Kirk said in order to excuse his murder. There is no unity with someone who harasses an innocent family the day after the father of that family lost a dear friend. There is no unity with the people who celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination. And there is no unity with the people who fund these articles, who pay the salaries of these terrorist sympathizers, who argue that Charlie Kirk, a loving husband and father, deserved a shot to the neck because he spoke words with which they disagree. Did you know that the George Soros Open Society Foundation and the Ford Foundation, the groups who funded that disgusting article justifying Charlie's death, do you know they benefit from generous tax treatment? They are literally subsidized by you and me, the American taxpayer. And how do they reward us? By setting fire to the house built by the American family over 250 years. I am desperate for our country to be united in condemnation of the actions and the ideas that killed my friend. I want it so badly that I will tell you a difficult truth. We can only have it with people who acknowledge that political violence is unacceptable, and when we work to dismantle the institutions that promote violence and terrorism in our own country.
Now, allegedly today, let me see if I can find the clip, but this is something that has been going around for a while where breaking, President Trump endorses officially labeling Antifa as a domestic terror organization. He said the same thing like 6 years ago, so it's probably never going to happen. probably never going to happen.
Do you have?
Go, Jake.
Is this kind of the same thing as Joe Biden? Every time there was a mass shooting in the country, he'd step out and say, "We need nationwide reform, universal background checks, and ban assault weapons."
Mm-hmm.
Kind of that
Actually, this is a great opportunity with all these. Do you plan on designating Antifa finally a domestic terror organization?
Well, it's something I would do, yeah. If I have support from the people back here, I think we'd start with Pam, I think. But I would, if you give me, I would do that 100%. And others also, by the way. But Antifa is terrible.
Are there other groups that you can make up?
There are other groups, yeah. There are other groups. We have some pretty radical groups, and they got away with murder. And also, I've been speaking to the Attorney General about bringing RICO against some of the people that you've been reading about that have been putting up millions and millions of dollars for agitation. These aren't protests. These are crimes, what they're doing, where they're throwing bricks at cars of ICE and Border Patrol. And they come in with a beautiful new car. They're so proud. It's Border Patrol, ICE, it's got whatever it is. And they're throwing rocks at it. And after 50 yards, it looks like an old beat-up vehicle. It was just brand new. It was just bought for the purposes. And they don't have to take that anymore. I let it be known. We'll take responsibility. They don't have to take it anymore. And they don't want to take it. They were told by a past administration, it became almost a culture, if somebody throws a rock at you, do nothing. If somebody spits in your face, do nothing. And I say, when they spit, you hit. Do whatever you want. You do whatever the hell you want. I watch it so sick it made me.
He does talk. He does talk a lot and says nothing. But I don't think that's actually going to happen. I think that the talk about looking into a lot of these other organizations, there might be some co-conspirators, but when it comes to actually punishing or labeling like Antifa or other groups as hate organizations, I don't see a lot of possibility for that sort of thing happening.
So it appears the initial individual who they thought was the old man, it looks like he was just charged with a felony for obstruction of justice for admitting to helping the shooter get away.
Was that actually his plan? Did he have pre-knowledge of it, or did he just spur of the moment do that?
It seems like he's just a spurg who is just wanting attention and several other things. But yeah.
Okay, that guy was attached to 9/11, the Boston Marathon bombings, and something else too, wasn't he? Like he had been witnesses to all of these different events.
Yep.
He just so happens to be everywhere all at once, which is interesting. Not typical for a spurg.
Well, the 70-something-year-old man.
Yeah.
He's been around.
Yeah.
I know 70-year-old men that weren't at 9/11 and the Boston bombings and Charlie Kirk's assassination.
Yeah, and Charlie, 3 hyper-specific events.
Yeah.
Hyper-specific tragedies.
And somehow involved in all 3 of them.
Maybe he's actually just Forrest Gump. That's a good point. Thank you, Red.
Jack, can we do an early life check on Mr. Zen?
Well, we know. But speaking of these people and these insane people that are allowed to be around your children, allegedly, a Canadian teacher has been suspended after forcing a class full of 10-year-olds to watch the video of Charlie Kirk's assassination over and over again while ranting about fascism. Watching a gore video with your kids in a classroom. Now, in Canada, I don't know what the homeschool laws are up there, but I think there's almost zero reason, if you can help it.
It's not even your kids, though. These are somebody else's children.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about you as the parent. If you can help it, to get your kids as far away from these types of people as possible. Absolutely disgusting behavior.
Well, the Toronto District School Board is investigating after a teacher reportedly showed part of the video of Kirk's assassination to some young students. The school board has not released the name of the teacher, only that they were a staff member at the Corvette Junior Public School. The school's principal says the teacher had been supervising a class of French immersion students in grades 5 and 6 when the video was shown, adding that the teacher was relieved of all responsibilities until an investigation was complete.
Psycho behavior.
Now, I believe the teacher was put on paid leave. Not
well, that's usually how it goes. If they're tenured, they're hard to even get a hold of.
Did the news anchor just say, I think that the teacher was relieved?
Let me back up.
That they were a staff member at the Corvette Junior Public School. The school's principal says the teacher had been supervising a class of French immersion students in grades 5 and 6 when the video was shown, adding that the teacher was relieved of all responsibilities until an investigation was complete.
Adding that.
I think that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I thought I heard that different. I was like, what?
You're like, what do you mean you think that?
Trust me, bro.
French immersion, if I'm correct about this, is where they force regular Canadian children to basically be French.
French immersion.
They have the language police and everything there. It's wild.
Oh, okay.
I'd hate to see the Arabic immersion class.
Coming soon to a classroom near you. W9s 4 W2s for 5 says, I seem to remember that same range in some of Brass's videos. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know if he's in the same area as them. That's all jokes. I hope you all get that that's all jokes, by the way, about Nova Group. That's not actually, there's no actual real connection there. I'm just joking because they're from the same state. But it's possible that some of these individuals are in the same area, at least. Moonman for 5 says, my suppressor recommendation is always a water bottle with paper towels taped to the muzzle. Just don't miss because the shot will ruin the bottle. Yeah, you get one shot with that model, and it is like 5% effective. So Moonman's advice is absolutely terrible. But thank you for the 5.
But I've seen it in a movie once.
Was that Shooter with the 22 in the water bottle? Right? Yeah.
That was a good scene, though.
Kim Jong-un in the Dork Band for 5 says, don't look it up on X, but Reddit is making ARR videos of Charlie's wife. Thinking about McVeigh Reddit's HQ. Wow. Well, they shall stand for judgment of their crimes.
That's one of those things that like you can't really comprehend, and the only thing that gives you peace in those moments is knowing that they will be judged according to their actions and what's in their heart. And I pray for their souls because that's not going to be fun.
I don't.
Coming back from that is insane. Ike Watts, Psalms 3:7 ESV. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God. For you strike all my enemies on the cheek. You break the teeth of the wicked. Thank you, Ike Watts. I appreciate that, sir. Chud McGill for 2 says, what Destiny doesn't know is that I conceal carry a Glock 34. Is that a 34 in your pants? You're just happy to see me there. Got the long model. Moonman for 5 says, I watched Red Eye as a teen. Gutfield had lots of gay fan mail. He's always been a weird Jew. He seems a little zesty. I'm glad I don't watch mainstream news. DK for 5 says, Gutfield might be zesty, but he's 100% effing right. Yeah, I mean, the point being that you can't say, oh, well, this is both sides that do this sort of thing, when it's pretty objectively that one side commits these acts and the other side talks a lot. That's what happens. Talk's a big game, but as of yet, it doesn't, which is a good thing, taking the high road, but you can only do that for so long. Negative 30 Degree Nightmare for 2 says, stop noticing. You're not allowed to notice. I'm going to notice. Thank you, Negative 30 Degree Nightmare. Chud Big Up for 2 says, RC greater than Kodiak? You mean Roman Catholic? Or is RC somebody else in chat? Oh, this guy, RC. I see.
Yeah, it's RC in chat.
RC over Kodiak.
We got some lovely chat infighting going on. It's awesome.
You'd be animated as if some dipshit lefty was giving you Bren dead takes. True. Yeah, all right. Fight it out, guys. Huge Ass for 5 says, French immersion, aka waterboarding with crepes and cheese. Oh, okay. That actually checks out. Thank you, Huge Ass. Now, Jonathan, I saw this come through, and I'm like, what is John talking about? Jonathan Glimmer Pacone for $20 says, you sent my rifle back not working and not with the original spring. You shit on my rifle preaching about raw performance and sent it back not performing at all. Have me on to discuss this in the future, ... Christian. Now that's really awkward, John, because me and you talk, and I sent you a text with an invite, but your rifle was working, and I upgraded your spring to a Geisley Super 42 spring, which I have the text here. You enjoyed the way that it shot more with that spring, and it also worked just fine. Now, I don't like the rifle because the rail is very heavy and the optic sucks, but if you want to come on and discuss that, I would be, I'm all ears as for it not working when you sent me videos of it working after I sent it back to you. And it wasn't perfectly fine working order, and I have all the videos to prove it while it was here. So that's quite an awkward statement, Mr. Picone. But I'm always happy to have a conversation. Just seems like a weird tone shift with you. Did I piss you off on something else? Or did you have a little too much to drink tonight? Seems odd. Very strange. It might just be rage bait. Maybe he's rage baiting me. I did text him, and he's responded. I sent him the invite. But no, I upgraded him to a Geisley Super 42 spring. Didn't charge him a thing for it. And because his like yellow underpowered spring that he had in there was awful, and the gun was overgassed and jumpy. So I don't know. I don't know what his problem is.
People saying weird tone for a $20 donation. I think you guys forget when Overton Windex donated like $600 million just to complain.
Yeah, $20. It's rage bait. It's rage bait. $20 rage bait. You're falling for the rage bait. No, he texted me, and I was like, "What did I say?" Speaking of it, he is on right now. No, just want to discuss the issue. All right, here we go. What's up, John? How's it going?
All right, hey, we're gonna make you some money real quick. I love all y'all. I'd like to read some of the super chats. So if you send a super chat, use a nose emoji, and we'll use the focus drip voice with the rah performance or performance modifier. So, anyways, one thing I want to say is when I first shot the rifle, it worked fine, but after a magazine, it did continue to have malfunctions. Okay. I'm just trying to bring up the vibe a little bit because we're all talking about the CK getting clapped, and I wanted to kind of just, get everybody a little bit motivated. So anyways, yeah, the rifle came back, and the original recoil spring wasn't with it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably sitting out in my garage.
That's totally cool. I think you should stick with what Eugene Stoner originally developed instead of some what was it again? What was the recoil spring
It's
called?
the Geisley Super 42.
Yeah, and all fairness, you and your wife sent me $100 for Christmas. Okay, so I want to let everybody know that too. That I was in your thoughts for the holidays. But if we're going to talk about a rifle for raw performance, I don't know if half your Chinese whiz-bang Quizong M7 Qco Chinese optic would have been able to handle 7,000 feet of elevation. Because I wasn't rolling out of a minivan going to the range. I was hiking like 8,000 feet with mountain lions and
Wait,
stuff that
you're
could eat you.
using a Russian optic from 1942. What are you talking about?
And held zero, and you were hitting 400 yards with it. Don't start shitting on it now, okay? That's being battle proven in Ukraine, dropping bodies right now. That same scope, okay? I know it was a little heavy. I could tell in some of the video you're getting a little front end dip when it was a little heavy. I don't know if you've been working on your pull-ups or not. But yeah, so that was the only thing.
Hey, post your total, bro. Post your total, bro.
Total what?
A total between squat, bench, and deadlift. Post your total.
Oh my God, squats. Can you do? I want to see. You didn't do the Boogaflu PT doing 10 pull-ups with the Pattern 83 vest.
Boogaflu pull? What?
You don't remember my live streams when I did the big Boogaflu PT?
I must have missed that one. No.
Oh yeah, that's. I was probably shadow banned then too, but yeah, I don't care about all that squats and stuff. I was literally walking 7,000 feet in elevation out of my house. I wasn't rolling out of a minivan and going to the gun range.
Hey, I'm a flat range LARPer. I'm not gonna hide from that.
No,
I pull out,
cool.
I set up some targets, I shoot, and I drive home. Okay, that's what I do.
If we went to a pool party, I wouldn't have no shame taking off my shirt. Okay.
Well, ouch! Wow! Rough! Wow!
Hold on. We need some chats. I know who's some of my guys on my live streams that are on yours that talk a lot. I know you remember. But we need some comments. Do a thumb emoji or a nose emoji, and we'll do it with the focus trip performance modifier. I appreciate you having me on. Don't kick me off, dude. I have no social life. Okay.
Well, if you're just bored, you're welcome to hang out, man.
Yeah. It's
I
okay.
mean,
yeah.
I mean, listen, okay. All you need to do is send me your new address, and I'll send you back your old spring. I'm gonna dig through my box of rusty, old, outdated, weak ass springs, and I'll send it to you. Okay, I'll make sure that you get that one in there.
Yeah, because because that one made it work. And not to hate on your chat, man, but there are some Rambo cells on there that I don't even think they've ever. They don't even know what a quiff smells like. I don't think, but I mean, come on. You got into guns 10 years ago, and they're asking you gun questions, and I've had ski mask wearing jihadists hunt me down, and everybody's like, I don't listen to that guy. You don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, you're not hip enough. You're not cool enough. You don't have Chinese. You don't have Chinese whiz bangs. Come on.
Yeah. I don't have the Ching Zong Zing Romeo 50 Twing Tong red dot sight right out of the minivan. I bet you half those optics probably wouldn't have held up where I was with the temperature and the elevation. That would have been a true test to see about their
Yeah, I'm gonna have the chat fund me to a trip to Afghanistan to pressure test some of these cheap optics. I think that's a good idea.
Chat, send John a punty. Send him one of them $29 punty dots. Do it.
No.
Oh, the pinties. Oh gosh.
Hey, John, I do appreciate you sending me that Christmas gift for $100 because besides like one other person, that was the only person that sent me something for Christmas. So I do appreciate it for real, dog.
Oh, no problem, man. You gave me time to hang out and chat. I don't have a problem supporting, or because people throw money at me, so I try to spread it around to people who hang out and chat and help us out. So I mean, even Jake's just sitting up there minding his own business. He gets money thrown at him every now and again.
Yeah, well, no one sends any money my way. I'm blacklisted and gifted, dude. You know what that's like?
I'm not that gifted, not yet. I hope someday to reach that level.
Nah. Oh, anyways, man. Anybody in the chat, if you're gonna send a super chat, do send an emoji of a nose, and then I'll read it in the focus drip comment and his voice, and we'll see if we can help bring some revenue if that happens. I know Huge Ass, and there's somebody else in the chat. I forget. Half of my subs dipped from my channel, went to yours anyways, but I would like to do that. So
all right, well, here, you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, here's Moon Man.
Why does he look like that?
All right, well,
I didn't do it right. For $2, hold on, let me redo it. Oh, here we go.
Here's another one.
For Chad McGill for $4.99 says, "Upgrade me to a Gillespie spring for free, please. I give you enough."
Thank you, Chad. I appreciate it.
I gotta put on my glasses.
the Gillespie. That's a new term. I'm gonna call it the Gillespie now.
I had to cheer it up, man. There's a lot of bad shit going on. We need to get some laughs, dude. Come on.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Ask me any questions you want. I've had people try to kill me before, so I mean, if you guys want to ask me any gun-related questions, I've been to combat. I jumped out of planes.
Here's a good
I can wear
question for you.
Marine Corps combat patch. So I mean, ask me anything you want.
John, here's a good question for you. Banana bread stream win. What's your best banana bread recipe?
The trick is to the best banana bread, dude, is you have to have your banana wilt or be bruised, like black.
Very much so.
Yes, that's the best way. Man, I hadn't done a banana bread live stream in a while, dog. Who else got on live making banana bread? And I can't even log in my old YouTube account. You believe that shit?
Oh, are you mega banned?
I'm mega banned, dude. They're like, don't send this guy. He's got too much glimmer. I went on Chat GPT, and it wouldn't even let me know about my military service. And I said, anyways, yeah, dude, it was so bad. And then on the 4th of July, Garantham does a video about the M16A4 doing my whole drip with the do-rag, the headband and everything, dude, on the 4th of July, and said 20-inch makes training ammo service ammo. And I'm like, man, for real, he's going to do that shit on the 4th of July, kick dirt in my face? He's seriously going to do that, dude?
So what you're saying is he basically did this to you.
Drake, the biggest rapper in the world.
Drake? Y'all didn't hear Drake on his first song? I said, tell me.
Oh, shoot, that's not it. I wanted to do the one where he says, he stole my whole flow.
He did.
Where is it? There it is.
He copied my whole fucking flow. Word for word, bar for bar.
That's it.
That's the one.
So did Agent Espo? You're going to tell me Agent Espo don't know about my shit? I know I got him off his ass and started painting his face wearing tiger stripe. I know I did.
Well, I mean, if Agent Espo was taller than 5'3", I would consider his opinions more valid. How about that?
What does that make? Is that how many inches is that in Grantham inches? Isn't Grantham like what, 5'5" or some shit?
Yeah, he's not much better, bro. Me and him are the same height. We're both short kings, all right? Nothing wrong with being a short king.
Hey, I'm a short king too, but I can still Tyrone that shit.
I don't even know what that means, but all right. It's provocative, though.
I will say this: I love y'all, but don't meet your future wife on Bumblebee Tuna. That's probably a bad idea, man. From one player to another, man. Like, you know, if you were my homie sitting down and we were, you know, bullshitting, don't meet your wife on Bumblebee Tuna, okay? You think you were the only dude on there? Come on, dog.
All right, guys. Well, good advice for the chat. Maybe Jake needs that advice right now. Oh my gosh,
that's exactly what I needed to hear. Actually, exactly what I needed to hear. Thank you.
You need to have me on more, John.
Hey, Reformed Renegade says that I use this guy's nose as a sundial.
Was I supposed to read that?
No. He was just he was just joking with you, saying he's using your nose as a sundial because you got that perfect triangle.
Oh, okay. My nose is crooked because I've been in fist fights, so I don't know if half the chat even knows what that is. You know, besides Street Fighter.
I'm pretty sure I saw that in a video game one time. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Oh. Well, I mean, you're crashing my show here, man. You just wanna hang out? You just wanna chat?
Yeah, I'll hang out. And if there's a chat, I'll do the focus drip voice, man. I'll lay low, man.
Well, I mean, there's like 13 of them if you want to get through them right now. We were gonna take a look. Did you see Sam Hyde's video came out today? I think.
No, Sam Hyde. That's another guy that knew my shit. You know how hard it is to get your hands on a full auto M14 TRW. And I was going to do straight from Tennessee Vibrations, and I sent it to him, and he didn't want to read it. Sam Hyde don't want to have anybody who's done more, been more, or is bigger. I mean, he's a big guy, don't get me wrong, but you'll never see anybody who's, done more, been more. Look at all of his crew. They're all a bunch of lip-wristed, fairy tale freaking light, ain't never seen the sunlight guys. You think Sam Hyde's going to hire some guy that's 6'5" and can bench more than him and work in his crew? No, ain't going to happen.
Well, wait, how tall are you again?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I already told y'all I'm like 5'8".
No, I know, but that's joke. You said he wouldn't hire somebody who was 6'5", but you're not 6'5", bro. Me neither.
No,
but...
I didn't say he was going to hire me. I didn't apply for him either. I never said that. I mean, come on, man. All the guys I know that listen to Sam Hyde live with their moms, and they're pushing 30, bro.
Well, hey,
come on.
Watch out. You're hitting close to home with most of my audience here.
Yeah, I know. They don't know. You got 3 kids. They don't know about performance.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Well, hey, I mean, if you're welcome to hang out, if you want to read these out just for entertainment value, I'm happy to have you on.
Yeah, I'm all here to help you get that bag. Let's read them.
All right, here you go.
Okay. Coppertone 322 says this ball's mouth is larger than his face.
That's Enwa.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't read it.
You're good. It's a Skyrim slur.
I didn't even know that. See, I don't even play video games. So here's a Axe to Grind for 197 says, JP, how do I get a hold of you? It's called email. It's my first and last name, jonathan.pacone@icloud.com. I'm not going on a Discord where all the weirdos are, okay?
You're going to
Many
receive
strange
700
people.
emails right after this stream, sir.
Well,
That's
there you
okay.
go, an axe to grind. Now you can send him an email.
Yeah, he's been wanting to hit me up, dude. It's all good. We used to talk. And then you came on and got big, and no one wants to hang out with me no more.
Well, it's not my fault. I'm not banned yet, okay? You got banned. It just happens.
Well, hey, it's a funny thing when I was making fun of everybody's mustaches, they all got rid of that damn mustache, didn't they?
Well, I mean, you know, I had a mustache for like, what, 2 months? But then
Dude.
it just got lazy.
That new Iraq War movie. Listen, the only guys that grew mustaches in the military were the shitbags and the weirdos. Okay. The only guys.
Oh, you're talking about Warfare? Is that the one that came out?
Yeah.
Did you like that movie?
I watched it for like 5 seconds and I was like, their gear looked like they just got it off the shelf and pulled it on a bag. I mean, they're doing a tour in Ramadi and their shit looks brand new. I was like, man, what the hell? And I had to pull security for those assholes too.
Oh, nice.
That doesn't have a nose emoji. I'm not reading that one.
Oh, well, Moonman says, you homo should kiss. Thank you, Moonman. Mitzvot for 2 says, stream derailed. Just a little bit. Thank you, Mitzvot. Dr. Fuzzy for 2 says, John just letting on anyone that gives money, shaking my head. Well, I didn't know. Okay, I fell for the rage bait. I'm going to be honest. I fell for the rage bait. I was like, what is he talking about? Damn.
I knew it'd work, John.
He's gonna blame his Delton upper, all those issues on me.
That was
Unbelievable.
the day you posted it was the day Delton went out of business, man. And I was like, damn.
I killed
seriously?
him. I killed him. Yes. And then Anderson soon to follow. So now there's nobody out there making a cheap quad rail upper.
No, don't worry. You'll have these guys, these new Gen Zooters, man, that got these YouTube channels. Anyways, yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's all good though. Well, how long have you been into guns? Like 10 years?
Not even, dude. I got into college, so probably like 8, 9, because I'm only 29, so I bought my first handgun when I was 21, so probably about 8 years. Yeah.
Dang, dude. I got a picture of me and my dad when I was shooting a Red Ryder BB gun in the 80s, and I was like 3 years old. I've been at it since like the 80s, dog.
Yeah, I probably didn't shoot a gun until I was like 10 or 11, and that was because my older brother was a Marine, and so he took like all the little bros out shooting, and that's about it. But my family didn't really have guns growing up. I was never in like a gun culture, if that makes sense.
Yeah, my dad would sit me down and read me articles of kids that played with guns and killed themselves. Like if accidental deaths, he would read that to me. That's how I learned firearm safety and stuff. What did that say? The Glimmer what?
Oh, he said you're sneaky, I think.
Is a sneaky one. Reject, what's up, dude? See, I hadn't seen Reject in forever, dog.
Yeah, he's one of the based OGs. He hangs out a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ballistic Aviation is an old man, almost a decade older than John's. True. I mean, bro, I'm pushing 30 and I'm thinking it's over. He's pushing 40. I mean, you're pretty much over the hill at that point.
Bro, I'm 40.
Stop it.
I'm 40. Shit ain't working right. I'm falling apart, dog. I got all these young Gen Zers like, oh, you've been to combat? Well, we like this phantasmal YouTube channel. Wow, new Super Safe Theory.
Many such cases. Well, hey, you gave your best years for your country or for Halogen or Halliburton.
For Uncle Slam and KBR. That's what I gave my life to. I pissed away my 20s.
Hey, but look at you now, in the prime of your life.
Yeah, I know. Monk mode for life. I don't trust no hoe, dude. That's why I'm able to get a new house every year.
Moving around, they can't track you down. You're out running alimony payments faster than Garantha.
Yeah, well, everyone's talking about the New World Order and Masons and stuff. My dad is a Freemason, and he was sending his boys after me for calling him out for being a child abuser too. I was in it.
Wow, that's a rough family to grow up in.
Yeah, well, be blessed, man. If you had a good Christian upbringing and your family loved each other, be blessed, man. For real.
Yeah. Moonman says, shaking my head, can we get back to the McVeigh posting we were closing in on? We were so close to based, it hurts. I know, this was a 180 diversion in the stream.
Where were we? I can hardly remember.
Well, we were about to talk about Sam Hyde, but he doesn't hire 6'5" guys. Moonman for 5 says ski mask wearing jihadist hunting me down is the new Ram Ranch. Thank you, Moonman. All right, here you go, Coppertone.
All right. Coppertone for $2 says, "Do you trip over your bottom lip?" Question mark. Wow.
Rude.
Steven Shreds for $1.99 says, "GP talks with his nose plugged. Agent Espo."
There you go. There's more.
Jesus Christ. Absolute Moon Man for $5 says, "Fuck this guy. I give you money. Send me his shitty springs."
Thank you, Moonman.
Wow, another one. Okay, hold on. Brett for $1.99 says, "Save some Adderall for the rest of us, Pico."
Yeah, man. You're hitting it hard.
Performance modifier? Let's see, who is this? Chad McGillis for $1.99 says, "You use that Delton opinion. Rejected."
Thank you, Chud. Here we go. Here's one from Huge Ass.
Dude, this is hurting my voice. Hold on. Huge Ass for $1.99 says, "Smile like donut, embrace for the glaze." Ooh, that's not raw.
An Axegrind for 2 says cornbread supremacy, JP.
Man, fuck some cornbread, okay? Cornbread sucks.
I agree. Yeah, I don't like cornbread.
I'm the king of the banana breads.
Those are two completely separate categories.
Oh, is that a nose emoji?
That's
John?
a nose emoji, yeah.
Okay. Glow So Bright for $2 says, "The best rifle is a summoned AK from Sacrifice." I don't know what that means.
Yeah, glow so bright, Bucky. I don't know what that means either. Mitzvah for 2 says, "Get this disgusting freak away from me." Where is
Get that ugly, disabled freak away from me. I don't want to look at his...
Thank you, Mitzvah. Madden for 5 says, "The Vital 100 laser model is on your way to your PO box. Should be there on Friday. Going to my 3rd USPSA match tomorrow. God bless." Hey, God bless you too, man. That's cool. Okay, so John, have you ever seen these super old laser units? Let me pull.
Oh, when I was in the military, when I was wearing Woodland, when they all are jerking off to it now, and I was issued it.
Well,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Pet
That's what I'm
2,
saying.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I remember
like,
Miles gear, dog. Wearing that goofy shit.
Shoot, where? Here we go. It's this thing right here. Let me show it to you. No, my gosh, could you actually pull up in a real image? One of these honking things. Have you ever seen one of these before?
Yeah, I have.
Apparently, they're like super rare, but this guy happens to have one, and he's gonna send it out to me to play around with a little bit.
That's like a moon rock, bro. I remember when I got to train with Special Forces when I was at Fort Polk, and they had guns in gorilla boxes, and they didn't even have an arms room. You literally just opened up a box, and they thumbed through their guns. That's what they did. And that was my first time with the EOTech, was Green Berets were training me about my holdovers and stuff. And because they plucked infantry guys to train with them for a whole week at Fort Polk doing simulated like Middle East stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was pretty cool. But all we did was an hour on and hour off shift for a whole week. And they played that that song on the radio over and over again while the SF guys got their beauty sleep, and we were doing hour on, hour off. It was ridiculous.
Well, listen, man, they needed it, okay? That important work to do. Steven Shred says, "Why are you disinterested in Logan's Clothing Company?" Because I just don't buy clothing that often. I'm not a big clothing connoisseur.
I don't think he said Logan, John.
Or sorry, Lucas's Clothing Comp. I'm also not interested in Logan's clothing company either, because he sucks at shooting, so he's probably sucks at being a seamstress as well.
I think Logan would make some really great shirts with some really imaginative designs on them.
They would all just be blank. They're all solid white or solid gray.
Can we all agree Lucas is experiencing a twink death right now? His twink phase is over, bro.
True. He's experiencing the thickening.
Yeah.
Mr. Picone, I have a question for you. When did you experience your twink death?
I don't even think I have yet, dog. Be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't married some chick I got a blowy from Bumblebee Tuna and wife her up, so I haven't experienced twink death yet.
Bumblebee Tuna. I've never heard of this before.
I think it's an app called Bumble. Half the chat's one blowjob away from the plantation. They're gonna wife up the first slice they get. Let's be real.
Interesting. Is that your first, or how many have you gone through so far?
Huh?
You said, is that your first? Is that your first marriage, or how many have you had?
No, I've been cheated on when I was over in Iraq. She got married and pregnant some other guy, so that was my first entryway into heartbreak.
Wow.
Ouch.
Yeah. That's no good, man.
Yeah, but she ended up
cheating
cheating on him, so it all worked out. But yeah, don't be in a relationship if you're in the military. It won't work. I promise you.
Yeah.
I want to make a comment about Jody, but I'll leave it alone.
Wise words. Let's see. I can't even have John read this because John is just gonna say it. Get the whole
Yes, he
YouTube
will.
channel. John will just say the whole thing again and take it down.
Well, earlier people were trying to tell me to say that to Mr. Picone over here, and I thought I can't do that. And then
I don't know
Richard
what you're
told me
talking
to
about.
do it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have not. Nope, was not me.
I'm just imagining this. I'm hallucinating this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Sure.
Here we go. Here's one for you, John.
Glow So Bright for $2 says Hop is an NWO shill. No, Hop's a good guy, man. I just think brass ass doesn't want him communicating with me because he might get a little jealous. He's like, don't take him from me. That's my bitch. And I'm like, bro, I'm hetero. I just want to be his friend. We both like cats. Don't be talking to Johnny P. He's got all that glimmer.
So would you be open to that, though, if it was presented to you?
No, man, I don't swing that way. I want to create kids, and there's no life in man butt.
Okay.
Only death, dead end.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah. Hey, but if that's your thing, go ahead, man. I don't hate people. One of my platoon sergeants that was in the military is gay, and me and him still communicate. So.
Moonman for 2 says, focus trip, you bitch. I put the nose in it. I know you did. But see, the problem is me and John, we pronounce Nigerberg very differently. So that's the only problem with that one, Moonman. Well, John, do you wanna watch the Sam Hyde video with us for a minute or two?
Yeah, sure. Let's see Sam Hyde and his son husband legion of followers living with their mommies. Let's see what they all got to say.
All right, here we go. Make it full screen. Try this. Boom.
This is you. This is your sister, your wife, your daughter. But this right here is you. This is your sister, your wife, your daughter. This is you. This is your sister, your wife, your daughter. But this is you. And this is their reaction when you are killed. This is the joy they feel when your sister is raped, when your children are castrated, brainwashed to hate you. This is their ecstasy when the floor of the subway car is awash in your blood. This is you. Make no mistake, that is a symbol, that is you. But this won't last long. They can't.
Now, John, I haven't really talked to you about the Charlie Kirk situation or the arena situation. Sorry, anything like that. Do you have any thoughts on that stuff? Do you follow the current happenings or have any particular input you want to share?
First of all, I want to say, dude, that it's crazy that our generation is experiencing this, because I think we've been being kicked dirt in our face ever since we've become adults, from Gen Z, Millennial, and some Gen Xers. And just I think him getting shot like that was really humiliating to him, and it was sad. And I still think if he would have spoken out against that he would have been pivotal on really snapping a lot of normie centrist rightists to question our allegiance and involvement in that country. And I think that's why he was killed, because don't forget, when he was 18, he was a part of some movement that made, like, I forget the name, but it was like he made like 80 million. Like the kid came from something. He wasn't just some kid from nowhere. And I mean, he was on Air Force 2 when he came back, but I think you don't want to have somebody like that start questioning the you-know-whos. And I think they killed him over it, because the whole story isn't adding up, man.
Well, I think that to that point, there was a few times of late where he had actually started to make some questionings. He questioned the whole October 7th thing, whether or not Netanyahu had previous knowledge of the attacks and then let them happen or perpetrated them. Also,
he questioned a direct stand-down order.
Correct. He also floated that idea. He also said that he agreed with the idea that all of the leftist Marxist ideas, all of the money came from Jewish influence. He said that explicitly at one point.
Didn't he decline on getting money from Bibi?
That was very recent as well. Yes.
Yeah, man. Come on, dog. I mean, how many more arrows in that direction do you have to know to wonder what's going on? I mean, they've USS Liberty, JFK. Come on, dog. I mean, how long are we going to be cucked to that country?
Well, maybe not much longer. Who knows? I think
that's my hope, man. But it shouldn't have taken someone's death like that to get everybody off their ass. That's the tragedy, dude.
I agree with that, but I think that without being confronted directly with evil, without these people showing their true colors, that it's difficult for people to want to be woken up when life is comfy, when life is nice, when, you know, your 9-to-5 job and you got enough sports ball and you got enough food to make you fat or whatnot, like you just don't care as much. So it takes, you know, these great acts, these evil acts, this over-the-top display to actually wake people up from apathy.
I'll just say, man, and I don't want to get soft on this, but when I seen that video of his daughter running to him, it was pretty tough watching, bro. I agree. Man. That was tough.
100%.
Can't help themselves because they're so ugly and so low that the only joy they can experience, the only good that they can envision, is to take something beautiful or innocent down to their level. And when they can't do it, the next best thing is blood. This is Charlie's family, and these are his children who will never be able to hug their dad and grow up with a murdered father. And these are the people who smugly revel in this, and they won't stop with just Charlie. The boats are burned. There's nobody coming to help. The barbarians are at the gate. This is the fall of ancient Rome that we are living through currently. And what happens in the next 2 weeks is going to determine the future of mankind. That's not hyperbole. That's just how it is. A few notes before we start. I've seen some Twitter posts.
So about that statement, these next few weeks, I have seen a come together, a galvanization on the right, if you will. People putting differences aside. We've seen people like Nick Fuentes and Matt Walsh, talking together in seeming agreement about what needs to be done. The left has been trying to pin this on like some right-wing MAGA extremists, as we've seen, and that story has basically completely fallen apart, whether you believe the official narrative or some sort of other op that may or may not have been going on. And there's another level to it as well. If it is a event orchestrated by the powers that be to foment some sort of civil unrest, civil war, or to stoke the fires of divides that people don't notice, things like the Epstein files not being released once again, or some other nefarious motive that may be, I think that it's still important for people on the right, just in general, to come together before it's too late.
Yeah. I don't know how to say this. I almost feel as if the narrative of like some kind of overarching cabalistic plot, it kind of cheapens the whole thing.
Yep.
And it takes away from the actual facts in this, which are horrible. And
so?
it almost redirects the attention and the anger towards some like unattainable, untouchable thing, as opposed to the thing that's right in front of us that we live with every day. If you go out into public, you live with people. Not everyone's as extreme as everyone else, but this is something that is deeply ingrained in our society. We can talk about the Israeli influence or government, whatever, all we want. But at the end of the day, if we just take every single thing that happens and just say, "Oh yeah, it was them, it was them, it was them," we are missing what is right in front of us. We're missing the thing that is. We're missing the thing that is our direct issue at the moment, right? Maybe I'm naive. I don't know.
No,
but
I think I get what you're saying, and while I do agree with that to some extent, because there are like direct issues that you have direct control over, direct input off of, rather than this nefarious thing that's out there that you can blame everything on as sort of a cheap scapegoat, rather than actually having to affect change in your local communities or whatever else that it might be, right? And I think that you can have a both and, not a either or, right? You can recognize that these people are a problem. You can recognize that something needs to be done on the low level, on the individual level, while also realizing that the people pulling the strings are far beyond all of that, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a both and, not an either or situation.
Yeah, but where should the attention be directed? Where does change actually happen?
I agree with that. So you're saying change happens on the individual level, on the things that are close that you can actually affect. But I think it's also important to understand the overarching narrative, right? So to understand that there have been plans in the works for generations, decades, hundreds of years, millennia, so to speak, and that only comes from the Christian purview, which is the devil and the works of evil, right? So actual satanic influence. And it is that satanic influence, those plans for hundreds of years, decades, millennia, whatever it might be, that you see manifesting on the individual level. So it's understanding that not just the people in that train car that didn't care as Arena bled out on the floor, right? Those people are a problem. Yeah, we have to fix those people. The furry militia murdering Charlie Kirk, assassinating Charlie Kirk in front of his family, that's a problem. That has to be fixed. But we have to understand where those things actually stem from, right? Yes. And the only thing that can solve it from the Christian paradigm is a return to Christ societally.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I agree, but I think God is on vacation and Christ consciousness is lacking heavily right now.
So, what do you mean by Christ consciousness? Is that just you're saying that like a societal morality or something like that?
Oh, I think everything, all this degeneracy we're seeing is the opposite of Christ consciousness.
Right. No, I agree with it's the opposite of Christianity, which would be satanic. But I don't know what you mean by Christ consciousness. If that makes sense.
I would say we're having more of a satanic hive mind than we are of a Christian hive mind. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, no, I would say that as culture necessarily drifts further away from Christianity, something else rises to take its place. And that is often evil. Always evil, actually.
I just think God's on vacation and we're on our own, bro. And we live on a loosh farm. And when you die, you get reincarnated. And with my luck, I think I'll be reincarnated as a black chick in Atlanta with 3 tits when I come back, and I'm fucked. So enjoy your life on this earth now. But I think we're on a loosh
luck, Mr. Cacone. John Vintage was in the chat asking if he could come in. You did a video on this today.
I just sent him an invite if he wants to come on and talk about it.
By the way, what Sam Hyde had to say, forget everything I said, man. That was pretty powerful what he had to say, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. No, I thought I watched the better part of this video, like the first 40 minutes of this video today, and it's pretty solid work from Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I had to point out, what was the meme of like, you took him out, now you get this. This is what you get now. You take out Charlie
that
Kirk,
is the
you
meme.
get
Yeah,
Sam Hyde, you get Nick Fuentes, you get
it's
so
also
on
what
and so forth.
They said you killed the guy wanting to talk, right? The guy who went to you to converse, to have conversations. And now that is quite literally, that time is over. That time is gone. It's dead.
Yeah.
Y'all wanted to get plate carriers and whiz-bang red dots and gear up and all this shit. Let's hope it don't come to it, but you know, you want to chase the magic so long, you're going to be in a spell eventually.
Well, actually, the Milo thing was funny because Milo's a gay Jew, and it was like him being like, "Oh, you get me now," and everybody's like, "No, not you, not you. Don't unretire. Stay out, please." Yeah. Well, I sent Vintage an invite. He'll probably be here in just a minute.
I want to give a little advice to Vintage publicly, is that he needs to keep his head on a swivel, man, because he might be on some shit list for some weirdos. So he needs to definitely be checking his sector, man, for real.
100%. I mean, he's named in that Minnesota evil, that other satanic creatures manifesto, and his video, which is another thing that people probably should watch. But yeah, George Zinn, this guy who created commotion, in his own words, to attempt to help the shooter get away, and he has been arrested.
He was previously arrested, and now he's been actually charged with a felony.
Yeah, and now he's back.
He was the distraction upon the distraction, so there was an exfil, my opinion.
Yeah, distraction for the extraction.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good way to put it.
Has there been any official sources for the stuff that was leaked from Discord?
I still have not seen direct reporting on it. Kash Patel mentioned that some things might be coming, but again, nothing has been like officially posted from official sources yet. So it's
I can imagine that being a big issue for Discord, and probably for the FBI too, because originally Discord came out and said there was no evidence of any extremism or communications about the attack, and now there's this supposed leak of information.
If we're to believe the leaks, the funny thing is the group of individuals was like, "Hey, there's $100,000 reward. We could turn him in and split it between everyone."
Well, again, that hasn't been. Those chats appear to be legit, but if they are legit, it's from a leak. It's not from an official source that's out yet.
Correct.
So we haven't seen confirmation of any of that stuff yet.
And was it was some news outlet that put those out, correct?
New York Post.
New York Post, yeah.
That's the thing
one of
too
them,
is when you're on X or any of these people, even if it comes from a quote unquote like official source, you have to be very careful with anything because it's almost as likely misinformation as real information, right?
Do y'all believe what Discord is saying?
Discord CYAing and being like, it was not planned on our servers as far as we're aware. I mean, that's what any company would probably say, but I imagine they're getting subpoenaed right now by the FBI for everything that Tyler Robinson, everyone that he had talked to, every Discord that he was in. If they're not purging their Discord servers right now, they probably should have in terms of their own security. But again, the evidence pointing towards people knowing is pretty, I wouldn't say conclusive, but it does seem like people knew ahead of time. You have other trannies in the area saying like, oh, Charlie Kirk is coming to school tomorrow, get ready for something big. You know, all this other posting. One of the gentlemen uploaded a song to Spotify, Charlie Kirk dead at 31, and then started nuking all of the social medias once the event actually took place. So you have all of this sort of what appears to be either incredibly conspicuous timing of people claiming things are going to happen, songs and all this sort of stuff, or people actually knew ahead of time. So it's either just the worst timing imaginable, or he was actually in communication with other people, again, allegedly in other Antifa Discord servers, in other furry Discord servers, and in group chats with a lot of these people.
Can you pull up Shadow Force's comment?
I imagine Discord's probably shitting themselves right now because the last 3 or 4 instances before this were all involved some form of private chats or DMs on Discord, right?
Right. Man, I'm telling you, dude, Discord is a bunch of weirdos, bro. That's why I don't get on that, man. It's just one step away from getting impeached.
Yeah,
well, not impeached, what do they call it? Being summoned to court for fucking shenanigans, you know?
Yeah.
So to say it's not Discord's fault, like, that could be true, but the fact that they came out and said they checked his stuff, I guess they said it's a TMZ because I guess TMZ paid the most money for the information, but they said there was nothing there. And now, if there is something there, Discord has some responsibility to bear. And if I guarantee you they will subpoena Discord because they subpoenaed Steven Crowder for getting leaked information from the ATF.
Yeah, for his leaked information.
I think they will subpoena anybody. They'll probably subpoena somebody who sold the kid a hot dog, you know? Like,
well, and I honestly don't even know. I honestly don't even know how they could possibly have claimed that we checked all of his messages and all of the Discord servers that he was ever in and he came out clean. I don't think Discord had a team of 100 people sitting there checking every message that was ever sent, every server message, all the different channels or whatnot. I just don't think that's the case. Vintage, how's it going, man?
What's going on, guys? How's it going?
Good.
How you doing?
Doing great, man. Thoughts on the Sam Hyde video and the recent developments, mister?
Well, so I did a video on the Kirk situation today. And I watched Sam's video today while that video was uploading, actually, because I did catch the first couple minutes of it. You know, Sam, for a guy like that to be showing that kind of emotion, if you've watched him before, is kind of, you know, a telltale of like, things are kind of fucked up. I think the way that he presented everything was very powerful. And I think the ultimate message that he was trying to get across, he did it very, very well. I mean, he makes good content, but you know, this was like one of his home runs, in my opinion, after watching the full thing. And no, he did good. He did good on that.
No, it was a great video. Very impactful. Actually, back-to-back bangers, whether you like the people or not. Fuentes had a very good statement. His opening monologue was very good. And then you have this from Sam Hyde. And then earlier today you had J.D. Vance, who was kind of a mouthpiece for Peter Thiel and his own strange things. But he had a very good piece on Charlie Kirk's show. I got to watch some of that today as it was going on. But there's been a lot of things moving in the right direction on the right, I would say. A lot of people coming together across different ideological lines.
You know what's been nuts, actually, John? That is like when I said it in my video today, but there are people who, for the first time, are hitting me up via text, or they're people I know personally. I'm not going to say like who, like in direct, like live in my family, who have never in their life had any desire to read the Bible or do any of that. And they are, that's happening to everyday people right now. And it is absolutely insane in a good way. You know, if there's any silver lining in any of this, that's happening. So it's a terrible situation, but there are people now looking to God after this act of, in my opinion, spiritual warfare. And that's, I guess, the only positive thing we could take out of this, you know?
Spiritual and physical warfare for sure too. But I mean, when you have a guy like that, which we've all seen Charlie Kirk, we have our opinions, a guy who basically front and center on all of his debates, pretty much everything he puts out was built around Christ, right? He was always talking about Christ. He was always talking about his faith. He always talked about how he wanted to be remembered for that.
Yeah.
And someone like that dies in such a graphic and like visible, 4K right there. Everyone sees it. That is the effect of someone who lives their life for Christ, is that you see Christ working in other people's lives. And honestly, that's how we all should be. I'm not saying we should all go get assassinated, but I'm just saying we should all be striving to live for Christ. There shouldn't be a question when someone talks to you as to whether or not you follow Christ. They should just know, because of the way you act, the way you're different, the things you say. It should be obvious. And I think it's put an impression on me and kind of convicted me to be more of a godly man. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
I think that's a very common sentiment with a lot of people.
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, 2 things on that. Tertullian, one of the church fathers, said that the blood of martyrs is the seeds of the church, and I think that there is just undeniable truth in that. 11 out of the 12 apostles were martyred for their faith, and it is one of those things where it is perhaps the most powerful thing that a Christian can do, is to lay down his life. Everything that Charlie Kirk, all of his beliefs were presupposed upon his faith. There wasn't a position that he held that wasn't based in some way off of his Christian faith. And then I forgot my second point that I was going to make. But yeah, I mean, it's undeniable. Oh yeah, Occam's razor. So now the Occam's razor has shifted from, or maybe not the Occam's razor, but it's the
Hanlon's?
the either or question, right? So it is now the other side looks so unbelievably evil, psychotic, and unhinged that people are turning to Christianity or to God simply in opposition to this unhinged evil. And I saw somebody post that, and it got like 100,000 likes or something like that, where they were like, I've never been a Christian, anything like that, but these people are so unhinged and so evil, but I have no choice but to oppose them, and it seems that would be Christianity.
Yeah.
Hey, John,
I think that's a lot of what's going on.
John or Vintage, do you guys know if Sam is Christian, or does he ever stated if he has any religious beliefs?
I'm not going to speak for him, but given everything that I've seen from him, he professes a love for God and Christianity, the Christian God. He does say it like that in one of his deals. In my interactions with him, he seems like a really kind of charitable down to earth guy. It wouldn't surprise me if he is one, and to me, it seems like he is. But you know, there's a lot of people who are going to fixate on what he is. I don't think he would have made that video or a lot of videos that he's made, frankly, if he was godless, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, I mean-
what touches or hits home is that what happened to Charlie is that it's really adjacent to all you guys who are public figures, man. Like, you know, that could have happened to any one of you, really.
That's why this is a big deal. It can be any one of us. Like, if they thought Charlie Kirk, who by all intents and purposes is a moderate conservative figure, right? Like, I know a lot, and these aren't online people I'm talking about. Like, I know people in real life that are just normal, everyday Americans that are farther to the right probably than Charlie Kirk. Imagine what, like, they see this situation. They're like, imagine what they would do to me in my family, right? And I think that's a justified fear with what we got going on right now, with how crazy this kind of shit can get. I don't know. Shit's all wacky cuckoo. Pea cone. Sorry.
Well, Vintage, if I was around you, I'd cover your 6, bro, but I'm not. But if I was around, I would cover your 6 and that great mustache you have right now.
Oh, thanks. It looks like AIDS. I need to shave it before the suit shoot. I appreciate that compliment, though. This looks fucked. Even I know it's fucked.
I mean, you need to police that mustache.
Yeah, I do need to police this mustache. It's very true. It's very true.
Yeah, but I think with this going on, I think that it does just expose the insanity and the evil within a lot of these people, right? And it brings that to the forefront. It's basically undeniable. Like, before, people would say, like, oh, it's both sides. They're both, like, generically bad or something, or they take things too far. But it seems like one side not only celebrated the death, but then I've seen people advocate for the death of his wife, that are happy that he died, so that his children don't get to wake up or don't get to experience the life with their evil father. Some people saying that was the best thing that could have happened for the kids. Just satanic activities on full display from these people. It exposed what they really think.
Well, I mean, a lot of them are calling for the kids to get killed, or the wife for whatever. Did you know that they're doing AI porn with her right now? Like, they're making videos right now.
Somebody had posted that earlier in chat. I was not aware that Reddit was posting AR porn, like rape porn, I suppose.
So
of this
Reddit needs to get nuked, and these fucking psychopaths that their entire worldly view of things is based off of Marvel fiction. And, you know, there's this guy making action figures of Charlie Kirk being shot. And my first thought is like, dude, if Funko Pop made this product, these motherfuckers would be collecting it. They would be collecting the dead conservative influencer Funko Pop series. And they would be using their understanding of, you know, fiction, right, is their outlook on the world. And they do that. But the point is, these people are fucking psychotic, and they're not even like they are dangerous. I'm not underestimating them, but it's like they're like the gayest form of being evil you can be. It's like pathetic when you read it. I think Reddit needs to be fucking shut down. I cannot stand Reddit. I know I'm rambling right now.
I'm sure there's a way that I feel like Erica should just go after all of these people, like every single one of them that wish.
How can they be charged for doing things like this, though?
For allowing AI rape porn on their website of a widow? Like, I think that isn't there already a anti deepfake porn laws on the books or getting ready to be put on the books?
I think it's like a getting ready. I don't know if it's like a thing yet, though. Like, it's been passed or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
But I mean, surely,
even
if it's not in a criminal case, it could be a civil case or something. I mean, just sue them for all they're worth. I mean, at least I would hope that there's some remedy in that way.
Yeah, my problem is like that we can name people who are dead on, I guess, quote unquote, our side, right? And All these people who did these things are alive, and until we fucking throw them into a volcano on live TV from the fucking White House via a trebuchet, nothing is going to get better. And things have changed, and the common consensus I've seen across the internet is that I don't know. You can due process all this shit forever, but when people see this shit in 4K, drown that dude into throw him into the Marianas Trench with bricks around his ankles. That's where people's minds are at right now.
Well, how do we punish the ones that need to get punished, but not turn this into a witch hunt?
Well, no, that's true. You don't want to turn it into a needless witch hunt. You shouldn't be doing this to people who aren't involved. But the people who we know are, like, people want action now. And I'm talking about. I'm also talking about Verutska, right? Like that. Like, yeah, I'm talking about.
I was about to talk about that.
Yeah.
Not to get too Fed posty, but I mean, these people all have IP addresses attached to their But when it comes to true justice, when it comes to Irina, her murderer, 14-time criminal offender, is currently sitting in a mental hospital, not in jail. He is currently undergoing a psychiatric eval. And if it is determined that he is not mentally fit to stand trial, he simply will not.
And he should be worm food, and he's going to get. Okay,
he will be. Well, I mean, I believe that he should be faced with the death penalty. I think that is a fine stance to have, and I think that's an acceptable stance to have. He should have some sort of public execution for these people as a chilling
I think it's
effect.
the only stance, the only valid stance.
I think it's a normal moral stance to wish these people to have justice applied to them, which is the death penalty. But instead, there is an evil world, which is perhaps the world in which we live in, which this person will be a ward of the state for the rest of his life, paid for by me and you. And he will have 3 meals a day for the rest of his life in some cushy mental hospital somewhere.
Yeah.
And perhaps someday even be set free when he is no longer mentally deficient.
I've worked in a lot of prisons, and I know, like, I would rather die myself than spend my life in prison. But the idea of your life essence being sucked out of your paycheck that you work for to feed this fucking demon is the issue. And look, it needs to be. I don't make the rules, but this shit needs to be televised by the White House, and they need to put these fuckers in front of a firing squad. If they don't, shit's gonna get wacky. And I'm not saying that because I believe that. It's because it's just how people feel.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've talked to a lot of normies, a lot of very normal Republican types, and the sentiment that I've been hearing from them has even surprised me. The stuff they're saying, the stuff they're talking about, I'm like, okay, this might actually be the thing. It might actually happen this time.
I have like normie women friends of my chicks, and they're all on the same page. These are like college educated women, okay, and they're like, throw this dude into a trash compactor now. Like,
yeah.
You know what the sad thing is that there's probably 1 million guys that would have wiped her up, and she would have been away from that ghetto ass city with some shark-eyed, tarantula-haired demon stabbing her.
Well, you want to know something sad? So her boyfriend, I think they were both working, but she was Ukrainian, and she was working on getting her driver's license so that she no longer had to take public transportation.
Oh.
And she was going to be getting her driver's license in October, 2 weeks from now.
Damn.
And so, quite literally, the public transportation was her only option for the job that she had. Now, but as men in here, if your wife or girlfriend has to be put in these sort of situations, you just tell them no. You do whatever it takes to make sure that these people are never alone in a situation like this in an inner city on public transportation. That simply should not be possible. Whatever you have to do to make that not happen, you should do. And that goes for wife, girlfriend, daughter, even a sister, anybody that you know that you care about, that you don't want to turn into one of these statistics. Even if they hate you for it, just do the right thing and
well,
step
also,
up.
I think as a, as like white dudes, conservative dudes. I guess it doesn't matter, but you see a woman on public transit, okay? Like if you're somebody who actually values people's lives, like if you see some weird shit, like fucking sit, like make it uncomfortable for people to approach these people, you know, like women like this. Watch after women on public transit. I know maybe they're gonna be like, oh fuck you, TikTok, like made TikTok you, whatever.
Yeah.
But who cares, dude? Because it starts with men leading women, and women are starting to pick up on this. And I think we need to, watch after our own kind of deal. All right. You see some fucking tarantula haired guy behind a woman, sit next to her or sit behind him. Do something. It starts at the base level.
Yeah. As Sam Hyde said, there's no one coming to save you. You have to do it. Nobody's going to protect you. In the case of Arena, we saw her crying, shocked, scared, terrified in the last moments of her life. Not a single person around her did a thing to help. They looked at her as they waddled on by, as she bled out on the floor. Not a single no empathy, nothing. These people do not care about you. They do not view you as equal, as human. They have no empathy to you whatsoever. So it is your job to look out for the people around you. And if any of you guys were, like, if I knew that somebody in my audience or one of my friends had not intervened there, like, I couldn't be friends with that person anymore. Like, it sucks, but you have to be the Daniel Penny. Even if you don't get off, you have to be the Daniel Penny.
And I think more men, though, are now seeing that which way guy. Like, is it going to be Daniel Penny, or is it going to be a far worse outcome? Like, I mean, I understand that not everybody here is Christian, but this life is not the end, and I would rather have the knowledge that I protected somebody who needed protecting, rather than, I didn't have to spend a little bit of time in jail, because I had to defend somebody. I don't know. I think we're just losing our humanity.
And it is 100% your duty as a man. Just because it might ruin your life. High statistical probability of it ruining your life. Life sucks sometimes, and you just need to get over it.
Yeah.
It's by
do
design.
what you're supposed to do.
This is biblical. I mean, you're going to be persecuted for doing the right thing.
Yeah. You know what else sucks? Being like a Roman soldier back, like, 2,000 years ago, being the first person to die on the battlefield. Like, yeah, that sucks. You didn't really do much, but like, that's your job. It's where you're supposed to be. You don't have to be some big special person. You just have to do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
It's what you're called to do. Be a man.
Now, something else that I've been seeing floated around by people like Sam or even JD Vance and stuff like that is the idea of incompatibility. So we are not actually able, the facade of the American project, the facade of this melting pot of a country is very quickly just melting away, even from a normie perspective. And so I see not necessarily civil war, like I don't want to be a Tim Pool, but some sort of separation, people calling for separation, some sort of Balkanization.
I think that's the most likely is a Balkanization.
Get out of the hood, get out of the cities, and be more rural. I mean, that's really your only options.
The problem is they're basically eliminating that option for a lot of people through various means. Like, if you could do that, do that. That's what the entire real estate market is based off of, by the way, is getting away from the people that are going to stab you in the neck on the light rail. Okay. But that's not an option for everyone. And by the way, we shouldn't have to fucking live like that. Why do we have to live like that?
Right.
That's what a lot of people are asking themselves.
Well,
it's going to be a push comes to shove thing.
If you balkanize, doesn't that mean you have to shift your sails to a different direction?
Pretty much, yeah. But like, in what way that's going to happen? I mean, look, this is a lot of what ifs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can theorize all day about the different ways the U.S. could potentially balkanize or whatever. And frankly, I don't want to see that. But What else?
Well,
what else can we do? What else can be
I
done?
actually think that balkanization is the kind option.
It is the kind option. A peaceful balkanization is the kind option.
It's like, hey, you know what, California, I don't want to be governed or influenced. The West Coast and East Coast, I don't want to be bothered by your politics anymore, essentially, is what it is. And I think that is the peaceful, the nice option.
Yeah.
And I mean, the other option is to forcibly say, no, I'm done. You know, when actual push comes to shove, right? And so I think that balkanization, while you might not like it, it seems like the peaceful option. Now, as that's been tried before, and it was the bloodiest engagement in U.S. history, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Different times, but yeah, I think though, if you were to compare the average Yankee family back then, if they saw what was going on right now, where basically they're trying to eliminate your ability to have a family or own anything as a white man, yeah, they would be on the side of the South in that case. If we're talking about just relative, like historical, political talking points, like they would never, like nowadays is unfathomable to, I don't know, I'd say that right, unfathomable to most
yeah, you're right.
Societies that have existed in the West throughout human history. Like this is unprecedented in terms of what's going on.
Well, let's
That's
be
my
honest,
opinion,
though. People aren't getting married. People aren't really having kids. I don't want to say like the race is dying. I mean, because I got a little brown in me anyways. But the dynamic of a father, a tribe, a community, a father and a wife, and kids is depleting. It's very uncommon. It's slowly dying off, man.
Yeah, my hope is in Gen Z because I think that's by design. I think people are seeing through it in the age of information. I only hope that we start doing the lining up at the food stamps office, white people, and have 8 fucking kids. Fuck it. Why not? Do it. Just do it because everybody else is doing it. Do it.
Well, the future only belongs to those who show up for it. And you know what group in America has the highest birth rate? It's the Amish.
Yeah,
the
true,
people
yeah.
that are the most disconnected from the events and sorrows of the world, and they're having the highest birth rate. So it's actually I think it's the only white population in the country that's actually growing at a near exponential rate.
Yeah, the Amish are interesting.
Well, gentlemen.
John, something happened to your mic.
Did I touch it? Is it
No,
working?
no, not you. Pecan, his mic's out.
Oh shit!
He's,
Yeah, I
he's
can't
He's talking away.
Oh,
someone in the comments said something about a robot fart. That's what his mic sounded like.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Uh-oh.
He'll figure it out. Well, Austin, I don't want to take up too much of your time if you have other stuff going on, but you're happy to hang out as long as you want. We're at the 2-hour mark. We'll probably start wrapping it up here. Get to your guys' super chats and
2-hour mark. That means you can say slurs now.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, the tranny faggot population in Utah is too damn high. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Gun gnome, you are a fucking fat. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, okay. Did you and him squash the beef yet? Because I kind of
no. I'm not gonna talk to him. Fuck that guy. I'm sorry.
All right, I can send him an invite right now. You think he'd join?
He probably. I mean, he might. I just dude. He sent me 400 fucking messages. That guy's insane. I'm sorry, dude. I tried to be nice to him. I extended olive branches. Then he starts fucking.
He's been whacked.
Hey, John. He's too much.
John, thanks for hanging out, man. We appreciate you, and we will see you next time, good sir.
Yes, 400 chat. He sent me between email and Discord and everything else like 300 to 400 messages. I'm not making that up.
Jeez.
No. Okay, so I got myself involved. You saw that because I was like, I'm going to see if I can get him to come on. And he did the same thing to me. I have not responded to any of his messages, but he does watch the streams, though, because he picked up like a specific quote where we talked about him at one point or mentioned him on stream. And I was like, I don't know how you
mentioned, dude, because he's hyper fixed. He thinks he is as important as Charlie Kirk. That is what he's been saying Like they did it to me first. I'm like, brother, they did not fucking murder you in front of your family. You
He's
fucking
that
retard.
He's that.
It's like Rabbi Shmuley.
He's
yeah,
that
he's like a wigger. He's wigger Rabbi Shmuley. That is literally him.
Yeah.
There was this guy who on Twitter, he was like, I'm a surgeon fucking thing, and he's like, oh god, he's like, I'm a surgeon, but it's like I'm a celebrity. Like it's fucking funny because that's basically what he's saying.
Mhm.
In everything.
What are we watching?
Start digging in your Bible, twin.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wonder what Jesus would think of anime. Sometimes I really do.
Yeah, actually, that would be interesting.
Yeah,
I'd be like, I don't
what
know
the
what
questions that I ask.
Yeah,
he would say, "Bring back the nukes."
Yeah, well,
yeah, he would be like, 1, 2 wasn't enough. Moonman for 2 says cornbread is for Nigerbergs. Thank you very much. Moonman for another 2 says gonna push you in front of a bus trip. I know because you didn't have John read Nigerberg. I apologize.
Nigerberg.
Moonman for 2 says thank you, Mr. Trotsky. Very cool. Yeah,
Sam does some Trotsky maxing. I'm not gonna lie.
He really does, dude.
He does. I love how he blurs his bald spot though in a lot of his videos.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Dude. Yeah, he blurs his bald spot. Yeah.
Thank you, Moonman. No, but great piece by Sam Hyde. This is you. You guys should check it out.
The whole video is really good.
Yeah.
Very powerful. I think
Actually, let me see if I can find the section where he actually does bring up the Hassan Piker stuff, because Hassan Piker.
Well, he's dodged.
Like,
he's dodged Sam a bunch. Like Sam has openly challenged him to box a billion times, and you just see how weak that roach fucker is actually, because he's a pussy. Like everyone who talks like Hassan is the biggest fucking loser bitch that exists. They're never able to back it up. Even despite him being the tough guy leftist, he can't bring himself to punch a Nazi like he always talks about, Has
he ever done a public debate?
No, he's a fucking pussy. He goes to like controlled like he'll go to panels in front of a crowd, but it's like people who like him. Like he every time he's confronted by anybody who challenges his opinions, he immediately freaks out and like sick security on him. Like he doesn't do debates. He's an LA rich kid.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is he not Cenk Uyghur's nephew?
He is, yes. And I'm so shocked that Cenk, or whatever the fuck his name is, has not been like, hey, nephew, can you shut the fuck up, please? Please, shut the fuck up. Because he was acting apologetic about the whole Kirk thing. And yeah, nothing.
Well, that's the same thing where he and Ethan Klein had a show for a little while, right? And then they that was never going to work out, but quite funny.
Yeah.
Moonman says nobody wants to be a Fed poster when they can watch Niger Ball. They aren't in it for the love of the game. Yeah, I'm not a sports ball fan. Never been.
I used to play football. I thought I was going to go to play in college, and it sucks how gay the sport has become. Like people are willing to fight and die for another man's last name on their jersey and not their country. It is or their people or anything.
Yeah.
People are like,
oh yeah,
dude,
yeah.
the Packers though.
People don't care about somebody bleeding out next to them, but you better believe they're betting and watching on bated breath whatever team that they're watching this Sunday, right?
Yeah, it just sucks because the game of football is such a, like, especially for a young man, it is such a good discipline builder. It is such a good like team building sport, and they fucking ruined it.
I think that national pride, local pride when it comes to sports is very cool when you actually have a country, and it is something that you can be proud of for your people and your city and your state, whatever it might be. But the society in which we live in is just, these people don't represent you. It's like France won a freaking, you know, World Cup or whatever. Not a single French person on that team. So whatever flag you put on those people don't change what it is. You know, it's nonsense. There's no national pride for that.
There is a sense of community. So like I'm around the Tempe, like I don't live in Tempe, but I'm around the Tempe area. Like the young men who go and watch Arizona State games, right? I think that college football is like probably the only one worth watching. The NFL is completely fucking, I don't care. But I think that there is something to be said about like young college guys getting into like their college team sport. I don't have an issue with that. I think it does build community. But it's just, they've made it so fucking gay. It's hard. It's hard to fucking defend it, but
I think it's worth playing if you're in college or high school. But
I think sports are 100% worth playing. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth watching, wasting time with, especially the people who like get so absorbed in it that it's their entire life. All they care about is their fantasy team. It's just a waste of time, and it's really just a distraction. I don't want to be that whole like, you know, bread and circus, you know.
No, but you're right though.
Well, but it is the same thing, dude. That's exactly what it was used for 2,000 years ago, and they're still using it now. Funnily enough, they were using it to distract people from the falling of the empire, and that is exactly what's happening with the American empire, which is larger than the Roman Empire. And we're seeing nearly the exact same thing with the empire. You have foreign nations fleeing or flooding into the capital, causing distrust, causing social decay and whatnot, and then the country, or the empire, must, by definition, fall apart and balkanize, and then it can reform in the future, or it can just, you know, turn into a bunch of little countries, like is actually what usually happens.
I mean, we're right at that 250 mark, aren't we?
Yep. Moonman5 says, until I see actual hardliners who aren't joking when they do the mustache man salute, I will continue to think it's fake when they call for right-wing unity. Well, see, I think that's a little too Fed posty, because if you're going to say, well, unless you say hard R every sentence and you do the Nazi salute, then you're not right-wing enough. I just think you're gonna lose momentum, and you're gonna turn off all the momentum that we've been building.
Well, there are people accusing Sam in the video that you guys just watched. That was, you know, basically like, oh, you're not being right wing enough because you're not calling for race war now, or
but that's
political war
now. They're telling you to slit your own throat because they're like, no, you need to be hardline enough to where you get yourself deplatformed and you lose your voice.
Give me 1 second. Can you put me to the backstage? My dad's calling me.
You're good. Yeah, so people are like, hey, you need to deplatform yourself, and then you're based enough. It's like, well, you know, that kind of defeats the whole purpose then, doesn't it? People are really spurgy about that.
You have to deplatform yourself and totally delegitimize your cause in order to be a real soldier for the cause. It's like, okay,
well, or people
congratulations,
are like
you're
people do in our
ineffective.
chat all the time. It's like if you don't mention the Jews every 15 seconds, it's like, oh, he's controlled opposition. It's like, no, we get it. Stop spurging. Like, we understand. Stop spurging.
Yeah, some things you can just, you know, and then you don't have to bring it up every 5 seconds, and you can have way more productive dialogue if you don't bring it up every 5 seconds.
Correct. Yes, indeed.
You don't have to have a purity test every time you have a conversation.
Hot 10 Adventure says getting married and having a nice family is the most radical thing you can do. Indeed. Moonman for 2 says fix those people. They're going back. The going back is that idea takes a lot of force. A lot of force. So that's why the peaceful option is balkanization. The reimmigration one, while perhaps optimal, lots of force. Lots of force involved. Biohawk for 2 says idea for a USPSA handgun for a lefty 1K max.
Glock.
What'd you say?
I said Glock.
Well, I was going to say a Glock Gen 5 is ambi. Walther PDP is probably a better competition gun. And I believe they're also full ambi. So I would go with the PDP personally. Or honestly, if you're looking for a steel framed gun, man, just go with the Canik Rival S. You can get it for about $700-800. They're ambi, and it's going to do all the things that you want it to do for a competition gun. So, thank you, Biohawk.
Also, learn to shoot right-handed. That's another good bit
Yeah,
of
dude.
advice.
I was shooting with Brass Facts, and he's left-handed, and I was like, "Oh, here, you can just wear my belt for this specific gun." And he's like, "Oh, I can't wear that. I'm left-handed." I'm like, unbelievable.
Wrong-handed too. Contrarian for the sake of it.
So
lose my number.
Lose my number.
Left-handed, lose my number. Patches a Hooligan for 10 says, I sent the Sam Hyde video to my pastor. Let's see how that plays out. Well, so I think I saw a lot of people posting their first time going to church in a very long time, which is good. I think that this has brought a lot of people to the realization that they, through Charlie's message, which is the Christian message, that people need something more than just their own individualistic, hedonistic life. And our pastor this week at our little church, he did bring up the events, and he did talk about it for a portion of it. And I think it does, even in my tiny little town of like 1,000 people, right? It's affecting everyone and anyone, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing to talk about in your congregation, in a group of believers, because this is the most important topic that's out right now. Nothing else really matters.
I would also say that I think pastors, and I know this just from personal word of mouth, I think pastors are getting pushback from individual people, or the members are going up and talking to them and expressing how they feel and making sure that they understand the gravity of this, because some pastors might not really be in tune with what's going on social media. They don't know what's going on in the news necessarily. But I know that people are going to them and saying, hey, you're shepherding this flock. You need to address this, and you need to understand what's actually happening. This isn't just some random thing that you can just kind of wave a hand at and say, oh, he was a good man.
I mean, this is like a shot. Oh, sorry, John, my bad.
No, go ahead. You go.
Oh, no, all I was saying was this quite literally is like, whether or not you believe it's political theater that involved somebody's death, but this was, for all intents and purposes, a shot heard around the world, literally. And I think that is how I've described it to most of the boomers who are kind of out of the internet kind of deal. And when you describe it to them like that, they typically are like, well, what do you mean? And that's kind of what's worked for me so far in telling people about this. So
shot around the world is a great way to describe it. There are videos and pictures coming out from all around the world, from Spain to Argentina,
South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea, all over. I believe the very first one was to come out of Spain in front of the U.S. Embassy. Somebody went up, put a picture of Charlie Kirk, and lit 31 candles.
Yep.
Well, what I was going to say is that on the flip side of that, I have seen some pastors using their pulpit to shame anyone who was sad about Charlie Kirk's passing. I saw today on X a black pastor saying that he was appalled that other Negro pastors were apologizing and feeling sad and showing empathy for Charlie Kirk's death. And I think some of these people are simply wolves in sheep's clothing. They are demons pretending to be angels and leading their flocks astray.
Yeah, that pastor only cared about the donation plate.
Yeah.
Bert says, ride the tiger well. Well, like it or not, you got to ride it anyways. Thank you, Bert. Moonman for 2 says, Discord may soon get gayer about spying on you. That's actually true. If they get investigated and they get all their records subpoenaed and stuff like that, especially it came out if they lied about knowing whether or not other people were involved with Tyler Robinson, Discord may be in a little bit of hot water. You might have a TOS coming to you.
Yeah, people, by the way, I don't understand this on the right. The ones who support fucking Peter Thiel, you're about to have Peter Thiel's nose up your ass if you're on Discord or whatever. Like
Peter Thiel also Palantir. Is that also his?
Yes, that's the Palantir shit.
The transhumanist Peter Thiel, who is unsure if humanity should continue on or not. That guy. Okay, whatever.
Very relatable.
It's such a wacky individual. Huge Ass for 5 says, Vintage Warfare, the JD Vance we have at home. End based.
Thanks.
On the Discord thing, honestly, guys, I would just I would say if you're on Discord, don't say anything you wouldn't say if you're like in a bar with a bunch of people you don't know.
Well, just always imagine that everything you're saying is being recorded because it is.
Yeah.
50 TNCSA for 5 says a 30-06 Israeli Mauser was used from what I heard. Can anybody confirm that?
I wish I could, but the problem is whoever took the fucking pictures did it with a potato and they were retarded. So,
of course,
because I've been asked, this is the most common thing I've been asked because Vintage Warfare must know if think Mauser is Mauser, and the problem is I can't see the fucking safety. The receiver looks somewhat like a Mauser. The bent bolt on it is reminiscent of like a K98 or a Yugo pattern Mauser, but I can't tell because they shine flashlights over the top of it. And it's Bubba. So I really have no fucking way of knowing. It's stupid. But if I had to guess, it might have been like a rechambered K98 or something. If I had to guess, that was Bubba.
I've seen a lot of theories about that. Well, Vintage, on that note, do you think that he took it down and carried it into campus?
Oh, you mean a 44? Oh, you mean a 44-inch fucking Mauser rifle?
Well, so
a
allegedly
guy?
in two pieces, right? Because he separated the stock from the action and barrel, right? That's the official story. Because they found a screwdriver. They found a screwdriver on the roof.
Okay, so the stock, which in fairness is a sporter stock. Okay. It is still a 44-inch long rifle. Okay, this guy was not big from what I can see, kind of skinny
guy,
twink guy, right? You're telling me that he fit a Mauser 98 action in his fucking pants and walked around with it? There is no fucking way that wouldn't be first of all, bulging out, but it would act as a splint probably. This guy would be like straight-legged. There's no fucking way, dude. I don't care.
Well, the footage that claims to be him waddling onto campus, he is kind of straight-legging it a little bit. But it's also, it's so strange, because if that's a lie, then why was he walking strange if that is actually him?
Maybe he was a gimp and he was mad at God. He was mad
at
God.
Alternatively, if he is the shooter, then was the rifle pre-staged on the roof?
I have another theory. Is that what he meant by notices bulges?
I don't know.
Referring to the Mauser in his pants?
You say that, but who knows with these fucking people? Maybe you're right. I don't know. I just find it highly unlikely because to just it's not just a matter of like I unscrewed it and put it in my pants. Like you have to take the whole barreled action out of a stock. It's not like an AR-10 or whatever. Like it's a lot of shit that you got to stuff in your pants. There's no fucking way. I'm sorry. There's no fucking way. I can't touch that gun over there, but I would love to do it for you.
Myth-busting video right now, Vintage. That's what we need. Uncle OG for 2 says, the most important decision following Christ. Indeed. Thank you, Uncle OG. Appreciate it, man. Moonman for 5 says, even the Telegram Nazis who hated and continue to hate Kirk felt bad for his kids. Past tense, every Reddit account haver. Indeed. Well, that's the thing. The thing that I don't want to tell you is the evil racist, fascist Nazis show empathy for people, unlike some of these demonic monsters. So I don't. Every time you call these fascists the bad guys while advocating for the deaths of children, I'm just confused at who the real bad guys are. Johnny Bulky or Bulk for 2 says all porn should be banned. Period. Yes, we should kill the pornographers. Thank you, Johnny.
Thanks.
An axe to grind for 2 says we can't expect God to do all the work. In fact, we are commanded to do God's work, whatever it may be.
So in a way, God does all the work through us.
Correct, indeed. Dick Cheney's heart for 2 says Russian Ortho equals best because Kirill denounced multiculturalism. Russian and Ukraine are having a split right now. Well, obviously they're having a war, but the Orthodox Church there, I believe, is also having a bit of an issue. They're eventually going to end up excommunicating each other. Moonman for 5 says, running is what South Africans with money did. Look how leaving worked out. I am not giving them my clay. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to, if there is a Balkanization, a lot of people don't want to leave their, what they consider their ancestral homelands, right? Some of these people have lived in these places for generations, and they don't want to give up, even though they've turned into, you know, evil shitholes that they live in. They don't want to run away. They don't want to give them up. Thank you, Moonman. Heathen from Texas for 5 says, go back to pre-Civil War times where the states are like separate countries but united together. Yeah, autocephalous states.
Yeah, but they're already kind of like that with the law right now. No, I mean, California acts like it's its own fucking state. It doesn't have to adhere to anything constitutionally.
Yeah, but then they affect us politically, and
Newsom wants to run for fucking president. It does affect us.
Well, but I'm saying
everywhere.
they like if California elects the president. Right?
Yeah, okay. My bad.
You know what I'm saying. So
I got
it's
you.
like
Okay.
Sure, they're separate over there, but then they also have influence in a great influence in our federal government, which is over us, right?
Yeah. I don't think the federal government should have nearly as much influence as it does over us in our day-to-day life. Like
yeah, but how do we
whoever
vote them
becomes
to
the
have less
president.
power?
Yeah, that's true. But whoever becomes the president, ideally, should really have nothing to do with my day-to-day life. But somehow that office has grown into basically micromanaging all the little plebs. It's kind of crazy.
Well, that's what it is. Power takes more power. That's what it does.
Yep.
Heathen from Texas says Jesus is in an anime where he's roommates with Buddha.
I hate
Somehow
that.
I don't think he would waste his time with that. Ballistic Aviation for 2 says it's called Ape Hoop. Okay. I don't know what that's in reference to.
I remember
about sports ball.
Ape Hoop. Okay, that's funny.
Yep.
Robert Kinley for 2 says right-wing dating squads, which is actually what we need. We actually need right-wing dating squads. Young men should be getting married and having beautiful children, all right?
I agree,
That's the plan.
Robert.
That's my 5-generation plan to repopulate America with the right type of people.
We got to be reproducing like Indians right now. That's what we need to be doing.
Yes. Get rid of the Indians and then reproduce like them. Justin Carling for 20 says, here for the trip. Well, thank you very much, sir. And thoughts on 8.6 Blackout. Well, with that $20 super chat, I can afford 5 rounds. So that's my thoughts on 8.6 Blackout. It's like a really, I don't know. If you need the biggest subsonic round possible that's the most effective, sure, but that's like 5 people on Earth that need that kind of capability. For some reason they're like, I need a ultra quiet round that also hits like a truck. Well, 8.6 Blackout might be for you, and only in the Q boombox.
Man, where is Hayabusa when you need him,
Yeah, Hayabusa has thoughts on it. I need him and Boondock to have a debate about 8.6 Blackout, but I don't think
Let's
that's
make it happen.
Is that my
Let's
favorite
make it
PhD?
happen.
Is that my favorite PhD guy?
It is your favorite PhD.
Your favorite
My
PhD.
NASA scientist? Yeah.
Yeah, NASA scientist. He's a little bit of everything. He's a special man. Special man, Justin.
He is a smart guy, okay, Vintage?
Yeah.
wanna
I
hear
never
it.
said that. He's a doctor. He's a learned
He's
doctor.
literally NASA.
Oh, John, by the way, little tiny detour. Someone in the chat was asking, where did Vintage get that camo top from?
Oh my
Weekend
gosh,
Gunner.
would you be crazy to find out that Weekend Gunner makes and sells these sun hoodies that I'm always wearing when I'm out shooting, and I'm actually going to be shooting with Mr. Lance, which is this gentleman right here. He was in the chat earlier. Weekend Gunner is where you get the sun hoodies, and you can get them in all sorts of base camo patterns. And I'm going to be shooting with him and Logan and Spencer and Nopi at Area 3 coming up in 2 weeks.
I'm not trying to do an ad right now, but these are actually fucking awesome, dude. I love
I
these.
think he's in chat right now.
To all the
shout out the
detractors,
homies.
all the detractors in the chat right now, this is not a paid advertisement. This
No,
is
it's
a
really
supporting
not,
a homie, and you need to just leave if you're going to be like that.
Well, yeah, so I'm going to be
Shameful.
shooting. Actually, we should have a poll in the chat. Who's going to win Area 3 between
Also,
us?
if you buy something, because I was tickled to hear from Weekend, I just wore a shirt of his in a video, and people were buying his stuff and calling him gay in the checkout. Make sure that you call him gay when you place an order with him. It makes me happy when you do that. It's funny.
Make sure to leave some really funny words in the review
Leave
section.
some funny words in his checkout. Yeah.
Yeah, and also what you should do is you need to bully him into making some random camo pattern that literally no one has ever heard of, and be like, does it come in aphrodisiac sun goddess colors?
I
And be
want
like,
it. I
"What
want
is
him to
that?"
make I want him to make a Splitter Tarn Mooster one, though. I'm gonna be honest. That's
Yeah.
my next. That's my next ask of.
Get him to make something super obscure, and then he'll only sell
Also-
like 2 of them.
Also,
and then
I
there'll
don't
be a
think
ton.
we haven't gotten an answer from Weekend Gunner either. I have not seen an official statement on his involvement in the tranny furry community in Salt Lake City. I haven't seen a statement disavowing them, Weekend Gunner. So, Anything Goes for 5 says, everyone who says I didn't agree with everyone CK say is starting by saying, please don't hurt me. I think on the left that's true.
For
but
the
on the right,
influencers, yes.
on the left that's true, but on the right, when I say it, I mean it in a more aggressive way. I didn't agree with everything he said because I'm to the right. These guys are saying, like, I think he's a bad person, but I feel sorry for what happened to him, right? That's what the left is saying. Whereas I would say he seems like a great guy. Seems like a man who left a great legacy, a great wife and children and a family behind, and his voice will never be silenced. And in fact, that shot made it infinitely more impactful.
Yeah, I say it because I did say that earlier when I was talking about him. I say it more so to just draw attention to the fact that, like, even if I didn't agree with the guy, this is still an extremely impactful thing. Like, it's kind of hard to put into words. You don't have to agree with people 100% to be supportive of them or feel this way when something horrible happens. But yeah, when the left does it, it's them just trying not to get murdered by their own base.
Well, dude, so Dean Withers, who cried when he found out, because he's a real human being and he has empathy, when he found out that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, he got murdered by his audience. They were like, white people only have empathy for white people. It's only fake when they're on the left, you know? And basically like, oh, if it was black, he wouldn't have cared, basically. Just making fun of Dean Withers for crying about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So, I mean, they will absolutely eat their own in a purity spiral. And that's why it's good for us right now, because while the right might be disunified, the left is infinitely worse. Infinitely worse. Lost Arrow says, how do I resist buying Gunko Pops? You simply...
Don't. Stop buying CZ's, Arrow.
No. What Arrow does is very simple. I have a remedy to this. You go over to Ko-Fi. You just, whatever your credit card limit is, that's the number you type in over there, and then they won't allow you to buy anything else. This trick works 100% of the time. I guarantee you.
You need to buy more
right.
LaRue's, Arrow. You need to buy more LaRue's.
As long as it has a C note, I'm okay with it.
Oh, please. I don't even think they make those anymore. Vintage Welfare for $10 says, it's just a replacement sporter safety. It's a 45-degree throw and meant to be used with scopes. I have one on a Kimber reworked M96, but they also make them for 98s. It was tripping a lot of people up.
That's what okay, so that makes sense though, because the receiver absolutely does look like an M98 receiver. It's just the safety was the only thing actually throwing me off, because that bolt looks like a fucking German K98 bolt or a Mauser 98 bolt, and but for whatever reason it's not for whatever reason, the picture is shitty. You can't see it, but that explains that, at least. I have to look that up. Hey, Vintage Welfare, can you email me a picture of that?
Maybe Vintage Welfare is the real Vintage Warfare. He knows what's up.
He's me.
Yeah, you just got mogged by your welfare counterpart.
It's
which
true,
is
dude.
insane.
No, it's true, because those are those weird boomer fucking things that they used to throw on a lot of these Bubba guns. It's so hard because you can't find them anywhere, or it's not something that's common knowledge for these Milsurp guns. So, like, if you can, dude, find my email or whatever, and can you send me a picture of it? I'm gonna look it up after this, but I want to see that because that makes a lot of sense now.
You need to be more specific, asking for pictures in your email.
I'm gonna
don't send me fucking gay shit, please.
Huge Ass for 10 says, maybe GT was ahead of the curve with the whole spreading his seed shenanigans. Yeah, but there's proper... You need to... Ah, damn it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it with one woman. That's the Christian part of it. Because otherwise, you're just making fatherless babies, and that's not a good thing. Nobody needs more fatherless babies. But thank you very much, Hugh Jass. Justin Carling for 20 says, "Thanks for the feedback, dude. I just love Subsonic. Jesus loves you." Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, man. That is incredibly generous of you. I'm glad you like it, man. If it's your thing and you're throwing $20 super chats, I hope you're doing well and you got the ammo budget to afford it. But yeah.
I just gotta ask, why would you go with that versus something like 458 SOCOM? If you've got the budget for
25 round magazines and an AR-10 platform.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin Carling. And also the Cube Boombox is actually a good delivery system for it. Logan Sucks at Shooting for 2 says, "Not gonna lie, I think John is gonna win Area 3. I don't think so. I think I'm the worst of the three. I think Logan, as long as he doesn't do something tarded, is gonna win, followed by Lance, followed by me. That's what I think.
Logan can't imagine himself winning.
Well, and don't forget, Spencer and me are very close as well. So Spencer has a good chance of beating me too. So I could come in last
Logan's
place.
such a humble guy, though.
He
I
is.
feel like, he's about it though. He's about that shooting life.
I think Logan will win as long as he doesn't keep changing his gun right before competition.
As he's like adjusting springs as we speak. I
Don't
like
change
the way
your
he's
gun.
feeling right now. He's messing around with it.
He's
Moonman for
getting
2
good
says-
at everything.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Logan gets my vote because he's my favorite ladyboy. That's awkward. Logan is slowly turning into a real man, I'll have you know. Vandalay for 2 says, "Bully Lance to make the MO5 desert print." Logan wins. MO5 desert print. Yeah, that's what we need to know. You got that, Lance? Yeah, as long as Lance doesn't get food poisoning again. Moonman for 5 says, "Vintage, my beloved Black Queen, $12.99 for an Imbel Fowl. I am simply out here not owning one yet. I spend less on do I spend less on Focus this month to get that?"
Well,
$1,300 for a foul? I mean, that's probably a good deal. You should probably do that anyways. You need to cut back. We're having an intervention for you.
Honestly, that's not a terrible price. Considering what fouls fucking go for just in general right now, that's not bad. But I would recommend spending less on Focus just to fuck with him right now. Actually, no, spend all
Unbelievable.
Your money. Spend all your money. Spend all your money on Focus
Vintage
trips.
is petty posting because he got demonetized. So he's like,
Hey,
fuck him.
Hey, you've been nice. You told me to make a tier on my fucking.
I did. You still haven't done it yet.
I know. Well, I don't know.
It's called the Focus Trip guest slot, and it's like $300 a month or something. And it's just I just have it retaining.
All right,
yeah.
Vintage is out here with the little. He's got the little metal copy.
Yeah, it's I got.
I'm gonna start pocket checking you on that.
Go ahead, bro. I'm good for it.
Hey, you pay my $2 a month. Jake pays my bills. I don't know if the chat's aware. He pays my bills.
You know what, Vintage? Here you go. I got 3 for you this month.
Damn, that's
right there, buddy.
That's $1
Let's
more.
go.
That's $1
Hold on,
more.
I've got the extra dollar to spot Jake.
Literally Vintage right now.
Oh man.
No, you
That's
got it,
me.
dude.
If it was handsome Squidward, that'd be me.
Yeah, put handsome homeless Squidward. Heathen from Texas for 5 says, "I have into my impulses. I've given into my impulses and ordered a new pistol while at work. A Glock Gen 4 G40. What the heck is the 40? Glock Gen 4 MOS.
Sounds familiar.
Glock 40, man. Don't you know?
Well, yeah, but the 40 is not the 40. Oh, 10 millimeter long slide. Okay.
Base?
I was wrong.
That's actually kind of hot.
I'm sitting here saying 10 millimeter long slide, and the whole time I'm muted.
10 millimeter king slide.
Yeah,
the bear
damn.
liberal.
So what? That's a 6-inch 40 or 6-inch 10 millimeter. Sorry, that's and you can shoot 40 through it. That is probably a soft 40 shooter too. Interesting.
It is. It's fun.
Yeah. Logan Sucks at Shooting for 5 says, "I think we're going to be within 5% or so of each other." Well, Logan, not to brag on you, but I am a double master now. Limited optics and carry optics master. While Lance is still sandbagging down there in like C class or something. But I'm joking. Lance is a great shooter. He's better than me. Vintage Welfare for 2 says, "I DM'd some images to you on Discord, so you already got them."
If it's a fucking dick pic, I'm going to be really mad. Please don't do that.
Please don't. Moonman for 5 says, last one says, "Alternative is those Westington Remington Victor Mosins for like 500-ish. IDK, I don't have one of those either. $500 for a Mosin seems like a crime, considering what those used to go for.
I told you that I ended up trading my Mosin for a GMC Envoy.
Yeah, he traded a Mosin for a car. Good for you, bud.
And Justin Carling doesn't want us to leave. He for $20. Thank you very much, sir. That is says, what is the chat's favorite subsonic and why? Builds.
45
if you're in the Discord, Justin, there's an entire page dedicated to people's builds. Let me drop the link to our Discord in the chat for everybody who wants it.
Yeah, you did a really good advertisement for Discord earlier in the stream. Now you're dropping
yeah,
the link.
true. Hey, if you want to lose all of your information to the gayest federal government psyop of all time, go ahead and get into our Discord, which doesn't even matter. The odds are you're not smart enough to get in the first place. How about that? There it is.
And I'll be there if you want to talk to me about your little autistic needs. I'm
Vintage
always hanging out in his server.
Bro,
so
Vintage, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Vintage, you guys are so autistic when you're talking about Milsurp. Sometimes I hop in there for 5 minutes and I'm like, all right, that was fun. I'm hopping out now.
Last night you were in there for 30 seconds. You're like, oh, they're Milsurp? I'm not.
Yeah, Milsurp, I'm out, bros.
No,
Yeah.
so
gosh.
I will be up for like an hour or two, middle of the night, with people on his server talking about life and guns, and it's a good time. Good people.
If you do join the
playing
server,
Helldivers.
beware. You
While
might
playing
get
Helldivers, I play Helldivers with people in the server too.
You
Did
might
someone
get an
get
at
Vintage to talk about
everyone
War
from
Thunder? No.
Vintage Warfare at 3 a.m. Just so you guys are
That
aware.
happened.
It might happen.
That happened one time, Richard. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know
no,
I
you-
was immediately going to be met with the things that I was met with when I did that.
Justin, actually, you know what? My favorite subsonic rifle is actually the PSA mixtape in 338 ARC. I think that's the best designed rifle of all time, and I think that everyone should buy one. I think that's a good use of their time and money, for sure.
Yeah, my favorite subsonic build is a
Vintage doesn't
45
jump up like that, right? It is
ACP.
the time.
Yeah,
So
45
true,
ACP.
Arrow, my favorite.
Play RON focus. What's RON? Rise of Nations? Rage of...
It's gonna be some like cat boy game.
It's a Catboy game. It's gotta be.
Catboy game. No, Kodiak. No. But yeah, thank you for that, Justin. Check out the Discord. Moonman for 5 says favorite subsonic is actually just supersonic. If they're alive to hear it, you messed up.
Ooh, actually, you know what? Can I change mine from 45 ACP to 22 long rifle?
Yeah, you can do that. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's my favorite
I need to
subsonic.
get another 22 bolt gun, and so I can like ring steel at like 300 yards with a suppressor on it, and it makes no noise. It's just fun.
Oh yeah, I got you, dude. Get a mini Mosin.
A mini Mosin?
The mini Mosin in 22. That's the whole reason why I ended up trading my Mosin for an Envoy, is because the guy had a mini Mosin 22 and he wanted the full size one.
Chud for 2 says, did you see they have incredibly gassy on milk now? What?
No.
What are you talking about, Chud?
What have you done, Chud?
The things that go inside of Chud's mind, I don't think are fit for human consumption. Oh, dude, that's amazing. Yeah, my mom got the whole 22 as the most dangerous because it rattles around in the body from a boomer at Bass Pro Shop. Yep.
Your mom
That's
is a
what-
smart
Your mom's
woman,
right.
Arrow.
She's right. She's correct.
That's that's what you go to Bass Pro Shop for, is for the boomer fuddlore.
Oh my God.
Like that's what you
It's
go
real.
for. Huge ass over on Ko-Fi says Eugene Stoner was genius and right about many things. However, he fought against the implementation of a forward assist, and he designed the gas tube to have a bend in it. The man was a visionary, but he was wrong about some things. How dare you impugn the Lord of the AR-15's Eugene Stoner? Unbelievable. Pabst Blue Ribbon says total Redditor death. All right, TRD.
Agreed.
TRD. Did you know Toyota makes a TRD model, which I thought was very based of them?
Yep.
The Lightspore for 3 says working corrections and LE for as long as I did taught me 99% of these people should just be put down. The other 10% are our future county sheriffs. Oh, okay, all right.
He's so true, King. Thank you for. I feel seen.
Genosian says, we all say Reddit is gay, but the Milsurp subreddit pretty quickly figured out what type of Mauser it was. Century imported a bunch of them. Oh, okay. Well, listen, I have used Reddit for things, right? But that does not absolve it of the 99% degeneracy evil that goes on there, right?
I thought I had it figured out pretty quickly, and then I figured out I was wrong, and then people kept asking me about it. I still think I'm right, but fucking...
Well, and then some Redditard was like, actually...
Well, I mean, you can confuse any bubba to anything for, like, all these rifles, once they're bubba, they look so similar. It really is hard unless you are an autist, but that's why I wanted to look at the safety of the Mauser. But now that I know, well, here we are.
And if you guys want more of this exciting Milsurp talk, just go to the Discord. You can listen to
Fuck you, Jake. Pay me $3.
Yeah, listen, if you want more sterling
on the
conversations
21st.
just like this, you could go into our Discord, which Focus Trip server is actually the Vintage Warfare server. Genosian says, tell Richard I dropped a message in the Proving Ground Discord channel. Hey, Genosian is over there. You should let him in. And you should also put him into the VIP area because he's nice and he drops money. So you can put him into the VIP area. But, hey, there we go. Finally, we're done. The nightmare is over. That did not go the way I thought it would. I did not expect the Glimmer Man to completely derail the live stream and take us in a direction that I was not planning on. Say la vie. That was an interesting distraction. Vintage, thank you very much for coming on and hanging out. What do you got going on that you want to shout out, talk about? You obviously had a video just come out today that everybody should go check out.
Well, I'm going up to the Northeast here in 2 days to do a very fun thing that will be a video. It's going to be nuts, like actually fucking nuts. So that'll be filmed. Be a great time. If you're in the Discord, I'm hopping into your Discord after this, probably. So I'm bored. And then, other than that, total Redditor death. And Christ is King. Christ is Lord.
Based.
Vintage Arrow's going to sacrifice Hawkeye to the GunTuber ditties. Yes.
That's true, too. Arrow knows.
I can't wait.
Arrow literally knows.
Yeah, Hawkeye's getting pegged.
As long as... Oh, no, I was going to say as long as I get the video, but now that you said that, I don't want the video anymore. Take it away. No, thank you. Jake, what do you got going on?
Not much. Just hanging out, working. As always, Christ is King. And I don't know if you read the verse from the super chat earlier, but
Psalm
I have
27? Yes, sir.
Did you read it? I don't remember.
I did read it. You can read it again. I'm not gonna.
I will read it again. I'm reading it in NASB. It's probably a bad translation of the Bible. It's the 95 version, so whatever. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God. You have smitten all my enemies on the cheek. You have shattered the teeth of the wicked. And that's a good verse to remember, guys. Christ is King, and he wins.
Amen.
Yeah, even if you're not a Christian, I recommend you read Psalms and Proverbs, because I think there's a lot of like just transcendent wisdom in there that you can get, even if you're not a Christian, that you can use it as like a philosophy course. You know, read some of this ancient wisdom that's been around for a long, long time. So, Richard, what do you got going on, homie?
Well, tomorrow I don't have much going on because I am going to be at the DMV most of the day trying to get my new vehicle registered. And yesterday was my birthday, so I don't have.
Happy birthday, Richard! Richard is now 17, guys.
I heard he was 57.
Richard is now old enough to drink.
Woohoo!
Indeed. Old enough to drink, so please, somebody get me some water.
Water, please. Micah says, not a Christian, but damn, are you guys pushing me in that direction along with a good money of mine? Well, it's I'm glad that we are that influence in your life, because I think that the alternative is nihilism, nothingness, meaninglessness, it's demoralization, and I think that it's important to know that there's something bigger than yourself to fight for and to live for and to die for.
On some real shit, the people that I've known who have been atheists their entire life, people I know personally who have reached out to me looking for a Bible, and they're looking at this objectively and they feel this spiritual warfare, I highly, highly recommend Just read it. If nothing else, just understand it.
Yeah.
Understand Christianity.
And if you want to know, get real input rather than just from online retards, go find a local church. And I recommend, it's difficult because finding a base local church might actually be a little difficult, but Orthodox, Catholic, or even Protestant, if you can find a good one, Lutheran or something like that, Missouri Synod. If you can find somebody there, and then just go talk to somebody afterwards, because they legitimately want to talk to you. So you can get answers from somebody who actually knows what they're talking about and is trained in those sort of things to answer all of your questions. And if nothing else, you have a nice conversation and you say thanks for your time and you leave, right?
And
Justin
Mike, if you're not
Carlin.
aware,
Good.
on Sundays, check out Readout.
Yeah, we do a stream on Readout focusing more on Christian topics with Christian and James on the Readout channel, which is a good time. Justin Carling for 20 says, can you show a FUD how to get to Discord? Also, the AR-15 was built in California, but that was back when California was based. Look, listen, California was a paradise.
The AR-180.
Mm.
I saw one of the original ones that was made out there for a Vietnam guy. Very interesting. But
yeah,
they
so
were a lot of that. Yeah.
So how to get onto the Discord? Yes, I'm going to drop the link in chat. You copy and paste that link into your favorite browser, or if you have the Discord app on your phone, that should also work. And if you don't have the Discord app, I recommend getting the Discord app. You got to set up an account, that sort of thing. And then you just hop into the Discord. You know, you click on that link and it'll take you right to it. You click join. You'll be put into the proving grounds. You say rule number 3 because it's obviously the rule that you should say. And then you get into
John,
the
you
Discord.
can't tell them.
I'm literally telling them, dude. Like, if they can't figure it out, dog, I don't know how to help them, man. These guys. But thank you very much, Justin. That is incredibly generous of you. And if you need help, just send me an email, focustrip@gmail.com. I'll be happy to help you. Gosh dang it, Janosian.
Oh, Janosian needs to DM me because I don't know what his screen name or what his account name is on Discord. I looked for it.
Janosian for over on Ko-Fi says, my Roman Catholic priests are Africans and very based when it comes to gays and those types of retards. Yeah, no, there are very, very based African prieers, preachers.
I've heard a couple of Ethiopians are actually pretty fucking.
Well, there was I'm going to forget his name, but I believe it's a Roman Catholic bishop, African gentleman, and he was talking about the goings on in America, and he was saying essentially the same quote that Sam Hyde did about the barbarians are at the gates, and it's up to you to, you know, fix the problems, right? So it's not just purely along racial lines. Like, nobody actually believes that, right? But we just understand that there are problems that need to be dealt with, right? So it's complicated. It's complicated. But
I think
yeah,
Nick Fuentes says something about that too, by the way, specifically.
But gosh dang it, Moonman for 5 says the import priests are always hard to understand but based, especially because they go back on their own. The import priests. We're talking about just.
I've heard that one before.
I haven't heard that one either. I mean, usually they stay in their own diocese because that's what a bishop is supposed to be. A bishop is supposed to stay among their own people. But thinks Wesley Huff is infallible. That's funny. That is actually funny. But with all that out of the way, gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. God bless.
Cannot believe how beautiful your voice is, but I can't hear